Don't you worry about the fire. We almost have it out. We got Lash in the middle and heating it up. On the far right of your screen is the beautiful DDK, the sticky icky, who has finally done his face reveal after we reached 1,250 subs on the channel. Thank you all for being here. Kaplan, though, we're going into the EU final, and this is going to be a good one. Why? Because we've been watching the same two teams play each other for 11 of our 12 weeks. We've got a new squad in the mix, and that's all because D-Mov left the previous reigning champions and buff enjoyers. Walk me through the process. How did the EU team shake up after the Trolli tournament?
Well, so the general idea of what we've been hearing is that D-Mov wanted to play with ABL, and buff enjoyers didn't want to kick someone on the roster, so he decided to leave to go join Mel Team, which became Gooballs, and then they don't have a 6. And because they couldn't play this week, they ended up having Hoot and Obikim sub in for Abrahams to play for this week. So we're still going to see a little bit of buff enjoyers in here. I don't know how it's going to break out, but honestly, this is going to be a really sick final because I think for Gooballs, or previously Mel Team, they beat Abrahams in a best of 3 before. But can they do it again now with a newly invigorated Hoot and Obikim on the roster? I'm not so sure.
It's kind of crazy because we just saw the same thing in North America with Hydra Nation, a squad that won 8 of 10 tournaments, finally breaking up. DDK, while I eat this frog, tell me about these teams we're about to see.
Yeah, I mean, we just saw obviously the Mel Team lineup, and in my brain automatically assumed buff enjoyers will be in the finals. That's just that just already tells you what the consistency of that roster has been like. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this new version of what was like the one-win team previously, now getting like D-Mov in there, how this team's gonna perform, because it honestly already seems like it might end up being the best team. We'll have to find out. I think it says a lot if you've got a player like D-Mov leaving the other team because he wants to play with the ABL. I think that really does say a lot in terms of, because D-Mov was already playing for essentially, you know, like the absolute top roster. So and we've seen the degree of support skills that Pom offers. I think Pom seemed to me unknown previously to this last weekend and was super impressive. Overseas, obviously, especially in this current meta where Bebop is a lot more important, is an absolute monster on that. And then OC seems like could end up being the best M1 carry in the region. ABL, the best hyper carry potentially in Europe, especially when you get him on a Yamato or something like that. But also showing versatility on Doorman and others. And then you've got MT Dreams, one of the best like M1s as well, with like, you know, we just saw the play with Infernus, but also Pocket. MT Dreams is incredibly good on Pocket. So just from left to right, right to left, back to front, this is a very, very strong roster.
Powerhouse squad. You mentioned the mechanics of OCs, and Kaplan, I know you were always known for your aim, not your brain. So break down the mechanics comparison between this guy and Zergy. If you're trying to scout, because that's all chat's talking about, how do you scout this guy? What are you looking for in this best of 3?
I think if you're on the other side for Abrahams, I think you're looking to catch him out, trying to farm up. I think you can expect what he's going to do while playing in these matches. He's going to consistently look for farm in these solo lanes, and I think you can easily catch him out there unless he's playing something extremely safe, which, to be fair, he's always playing. But then you also know you're going to have a 6v5 fight or a 5v5 fight up against the rest of the team because you know he's most likely not going to be there until we get to that like 20-25 minute mark. So I think for Abrahams, it's just either take advantage of that, feeling more confident in these skirmishes, or try to get these ganks onto him to really punish.
All right, let's take a look at the opposition. They go by the name of Abrahams, and they are inspirational. Why? They know how to use the best characters in the game. And I'm not talking about Kelvin and Paradox from last week. We're talking about the Lash. Sonya Sniper has been a player to watch. We've seen together with some highlight plays on the front line. And Hoot is stepping in, as you mentioned. So what are we expecting from this hybrid roster representing the Abrahams this week, DDK?
I think it's interesting because you look at this roster and obviously these are really, really good players. But my mind immediately, thinks that, who is going to play the more dedicated M1 hero? Is it going to be Sonya Sniper alongside maybe, Hoot, then maybe gets, like a Shiv for together, Yamato for together? I guess that makes sense. But then you go to Saint and Obikim, and obviously that's where the role cross-up kind of takes place. I think, Jason, I'm not sure what your perspective is on this. I know Obikim and Saint have both shown quite a lot of versatility, so it might not be really an issue. It just is going to be an adjustment.
I think Obikim's more likely to play a damage hero than Saint. Honestly, I feel like Saint's played more support. I think most likely Sonya Sniper will end up taking the M1 role, and Hoot will kind of take over the Saf role, because that's kind of similar to what he played with buff enjoyers anyways. But I feel like this is such a strong roster. But I think what's sad about this, though, is that I believe Saf is retiring from playing. At least
Oh, no
for
way.
now.
No.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing. And then for Jam's side, I don't know. But I know he also is a very successful streamer. So it's not like he needs to play professionally to make a living. But I don't know what's going on with him.
Playing professionally helps his streaming career. That's what I noticed in the Trolli tournament. DDK, we've got some great characters in the EU scene. You mentioned, though, we've got 2 support players on the same squad on this hybrid mix-up for the Abrahams. How does the ban go down? And also, does Paradox get first banned by the Gooballs? Because we saw that in the previous game. Does that throw Tass off of his game plan for Abrahams?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the priority would be like on Paradox at the moment. We did see a lot of priority before Paradox of late, but it also seemed like over the Trolli period, there were teams that were not really looking to pick him up in the first couple of picks. We saw a lot more priority around Infernus. Ivy was starting to raise in priority. Vindicta was a first pick for some teams. So if I mean, Kelvin obviously gets banned here. I mean, I could see a world where we get a Vindicta first pick. That might be something on the cards.
I was thinking Shiv for together.
Shiv,
I think
yeah,
Abrahams have definitely leaned towards getting a Shiv right away for him if they can't get
Good
a Kelvin
point.
as well,
Kelvin go.
or even if they can't. But again,
All
you
right,
give
so now we
Infernus
got
over to
our
Empty
first
Dreams.
picks.
You give, I mean, who else would Gooballs go for? I mean, ABL has played Victor before, just over the weekend, so that could definitely be a priority for them too.
Yeah, he played a lot of Calico, but it kind of felt like essentially if they ban Yamato, they remove the priority from ABL and they put the priority onto OCs to make sure that OCs can get onto either an Infernus, an Ivy, or a Mina, essentially. So, but I don't think any of those except maybe Infernus could come in the first 2 picks here for Gooballs.
Holy moly. While we take a look at these slow picks getting locked in, Shiv will be the first character over there on the Abraham side. And on the opposite, it's Infernus coming in. So we got Fire and the big boy. We have 142 videos up on youtube.com/Deadlock Night Shift. If you haven't gone over there, hit the subscribe button right now. We are already at 8,680 followers. If we can get up to 10K, that unlocks a whole new category of sponsorship for us. We appreciate your support. Back to the draft. Doorman, Infernus, I see damage. What else do the Gooballs need now? And what do the Abrahams do on the counter?
Yeah, I mean, there's a world where they could try to steal the page away, Jason, the Bebop, both teams have really good players for all of these agents, but it's going to be Paradox that comes through instead. And Mo was like a big pairing that was happening for a while with that over the last week, so I'm not sure if we'll see that here, though.
I think it may be Paradox Page, if you want to go for that. It's a swap into a Captivating Read. Yeah, I feel like people have kind of replaced Mo with Page, actually. They stopped playing Mo as much. Page gives you a little bit more support. But instead, take away the Ivy from OC.
Yeah.
So now you're expecting, if they don't pick up Mina here in their 3rd pick, if you ban that away then going forward, what is OC's going to play? Because I feel like those are the only 2 heroes we saw him play so far.
My thoughts exactly. It feels like they have to pick Mina. I don't even know, at least from what they've showed us so far, what they do if they don't get Mina here.
You can only run from the law
Okay,
for
so it's holiday, so we're going to find out. That's exciting.
Puckett looks so sad without his green costume.
I'm so jealous. I'm like, these guys look so great. Especially
really
that
good
one on
too.
the right.
I wonder if a Viscous ban will come through.
His head is quite big. I am concerned
It's so
why
large
he's so
today.
zoomed in.
Well, you saw his stance, right? He's got that room. He's got so much space behind him, but he just likes to smell his camera.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta make room for that cake. What?
Squats, not thoughts, baby. Let's take a look here at Abrahams. As they're going to go for their second ban. Vindicta will not be sniping anyone out of the sky. And Mina, F you, Gooballs. Good luck locking somebody in for one of your stars.
Is this where we see OCs play Infernus now and they pick Pocket for Empty Dreams?
Yeah, I think that's
rotation.
That sounds super viable. I think that would make a lot of sense. I definitely don't think.
Had to finish the chapter.
I'd be curious if OCs would play Infernus exactly the same way, because I feel like Infernus, the playstyle is not as good, of course, as Mina or Ivy in that particular role, at least of how people are building him these days. But yeah, there's that Page Doorman combo, and with Holiday too, you got a lot of lockdown. So they're definitely not getting a B. I would be surprised if they get a Bebop as well. But I think that is something that could, in theory, be of interest. Actually, no, Taz would play Paradox, right? And he's a Bebop player, so that's not going to happen.
Remember, who can play Bebop?
Hoots, right? Hoots, yeah. God, man, all these like the roster mix-ups are messing with my head.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think Together's gonna be on Shiv, Task on Paradox. I think Obi Kim might be on the Ivy and we'll play Gun Ivy. And I think they're saving Sync's pick for later on.
Nice.
Viscous is
That
in.
could be Hoot.
Yeah, I love this pick. I was hoping to see it. I think obviously it offers a lot of save against, again, the Holiday Page Doorman lockdown there is pretty scary. So the cube is a nice challenge to that.
This music's sick, by the way. Shout out to production for picking it up, and also the color change as well for Halloween.
Meow. Goes well with the Halloween update. Hope you guys are enjoying smashing pumpkins around the cursed apple. I haven't seen enough worms climbing out of things. I need more spiders just to freak out the arachnophobes.
Oh, I thought you were talking about some Trolli worms actually, because I was thinking if we get to like
Oh, hello.
1,300 subs before we get to the next game, maybe I'll eat an entire bag in the draft.
They pick. Who's playing Viper?
ABL? No, not ABL. ABL. Not ABL. Maybe ABL. Could be ABL.
Could be
Is Viper
ABL.
real?
Yeah.
Because we had a pregnant Viper fan in the chat dropping subs off last week, and it kind of stained my brain. It was so visual. But can you get a fat Viper? Can you build her up early? Can you get her pregnant and just let her rock out as Big Mama Vipe late in the game, DDK?
Yeah, that's I honestly don't know how to follow that.
I don't either. I was trying to figure out how to tie back into pregnant Viper lover name.
You more like,
it was a stretch.
That one to
I
Jason,
thought the game could be ready by now, and like it'd be one of those awesome moments where Solomon's like, "Don't worry, Puckett, I got this." Whoosh, 2 team logos. You guys aren't on camera. Easy transition into the game. Say something before they remember what you guys were talking about. In the meantime, we've got a Page locked in. I see Warden. He's got a hand on his back. Billy's in the mix after kind of being a question mark. And Ivy, why is this such an impactful pick? Why did the Abrahams go after this? Why were you guys excited there in the 3rd round, Lash?
Well, I was actually, I didn't even think about Ivy. I was thinking about, can you get Viper pregnant? And Puckett, would you be the one to take one for the team to find out? So the Ivy, I mean, I think it's important on 2 fronts.
The cursed apple.
Everyone carry, but I think you also denied away from OC.
Well played. You actually made Puckett speechless. I don't think I saw the words trying to come out, but he actually struggled there.
I was trying to think of how to not upset my wife with this answer.
That sounds like a yes. That sounds like a yes to me. But you take away the Ivy from OCs, and you also give it to your team. So you have the safety net of playing an Ivy. And you also take away Mina. I think Abraham's really focused on making OCs play something he's not going to be as comfortable on, that he hasn't played just yet. And I think it's a very smart way to go around the draft. The Viper, though, I don't know who's going to be on the Viper. I think that's the interesting part to it because of the changes to her. She's more spirit-based now. The stacking bullet resist debuff that you can get as well. The shred you have on your screw jab dagger.
Nice. Okay.
I think I got it. I think I nailed it. But the Warden, that's the part that really throws me off because we have not seen good Wardens lately. And I know it pains you, Dan. It pains ZP as well, but it's just not him right now.
Well, I think so. The last Warden we saw was Zergy, and he was playing it as like a gun carry, and it just really didn't work. It felt like they kind of got backed into a corner in the draft with that. But I could see Warden working with the pacing they had in the previous game. And we saw Warden work. I don't think it was Zergy playing it. Someone else on a different team was playing it, but we saw it work in the capacity as we had seen it previously, which is focusing on taking objectives, focusing on like keeping the pacing really high on the team. And so I think that I could work with this because Viper's going to go quite well with that. You know, Page obviously works well with that. Like pretty much this whole roster, I think, can move well together. And that's what we saw in the previous game work out so well for them. So I'm actually pretty excited to see it, how it slots into that playstyle.
Big shout out to the regulars. We got Gickin here for 7 episodes in a row. Has not missed any of the last 7 shows. And we, of course, have been covering a ton of Deadlock. The best Europeans were all sorted out just a week ago in our Trolli 10K. Now we've got to find out who is going to win this week's $1,000. You got to win 2 games in the best of 3. First to 2 is going to win it. We can't draw in this game, right, Kaplan? Has it ever happened in the history of Deadlock?
No. It is not and never will.
Impossible.
I think it should be impossible. At least
couldn't happen. Winions without any players affecting it. They'll just stall out. I don't know. We got anyone who knows something in the chat? Let us know. Abrahams, Gooballs, it's your EU final here on Fright Night.
So Dan,
yes.
I was trying to say before we had the Viper picked, if we can get to 1350 subs, that's in 80 subs from now. I think it was
1350. That would be, yeah,
80 subs. Yeah,
80.
Then I'll eat an entire bag of Trollis in the next draft. But it's got to be done before this game finishes.
Ooh.
And I don't think
someone said if you struggle imagining Viper pregnant, just think of her carrying an urn. Hope that helped, chat.
Nice. Well, this is really interesting because Viper's in the mid lane. So ABL played Doorman last time. And it's Demov. Demov is playing Viper. That's so interesting with the ABL mid lane. So Viper's kind of a demon in the early lane, it seems, Jason.
Yeah. I don't know how easily it'd be set up for kills though in this lane. Just because it's not like, I mean, it's Paradox Haze, so at least Paradox is gonna have some good harass. Haze won't have as much good harass. But the Sleep Dagger can be very strong, I guess, against this combo. I don't know. I guess the extra doors do help. The Screwdrive daggers to hit so you can get the stacks up if you wanted to. But Obi came on the haste, so he's actually not going to be on the Ivy. So it is indeed Sonic Sniper going to be on the M1 hero. And then Saint's going to be on the Billy, interesting enough. So they've actually swapped things around quite heavily here, allowing Saint to play more of a DPS role.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. And I mean, I think the one saving grace too is that, you know, regardless of the Sleep Dagger and just, you know, kinetic Carbine and all the rest of it, that can be so annoying to deal with. They are pretty squishy, Haze and Paradox. So, and given the damage output and burst damage output, honestly, if both Demov and ABL hit, it could be kind of scary. Nice Sleep Dagger though, forcing the Core Belt to miss, or at least not get detonated.
Yeah, the headshot booster as well. Pop it in with that one, so you get some guaranteed extra damage. I don't think it's like as good on a Haze compared to like other heroes because your bullet damage isn't that strong. It's more about attack speed for the fixation stacks, but it's definitely gonna help in lane for the early harass. You can see, speaking of harass, Demov getting around the corner here. Obi going to be coming in as well. ABL getting very low with the melee on top of this. Does get carded back though, and this should be a first kill coming through, but Obi gets killed from the front. Actually, ABL secures it, and Task wants to confirm one for himself at least before going down here as Demov is trying to take this fight, and he should be able to. He gets the parry. And that's a dead task.
I love it. I love the mind games there. Just understanding the timings and like the expected timings, and just because there's a order I feel like you know Demo gets kind of wrecked by that initial parry there, but the experience pays off. That's really cool.
Imp Spirit, that's some burst in there too. I mean, you can see like the lethal venom is like one of the strongest abilities I'd say in the game, at least for me, when playing Viper very heavily back before she got changed. It's so crazy how you can just basically assassinate someone, especially in the lane. If you get them like half HP or lower, you really forget about the amount of damage it does to you. And the lower you get, the more likely you're actually going to die from it. So you have to respect it, though. I don't know if you still level it first. Well, you didn't really level it first anyways. I don't know if it gets leveled as heavily as a Screwdrive Dagger, though.
Yeah, and I got to say again, like if you... the lockdown, right? You've got Warden. You've got Wardens. God, I always forget the name of it, but the thing that binding word. Yeah, you got that. You've got the bowler. You've got the doorman ult, and potentially the cart too if you connect that. And then you've got Page's captivating read as well. And then you've got Holiday's lasso. There's so much lockdown and disable in this combo. Because, like if you adding the Viper into it, it's actually kind of crazy.
Yeah, I think so the Petrifying Bullet you have to be careful about too, because if you want to use it as like a big AoE CC, you have to max it, I believe. And I don't think you max it anytime soon. I think, oh, a little bit of a hyperline there. Yeah, so I don't think you max it really, but it is like super good ultimate to have because it basically just stops a team fight for you and allows you to just get a second to think about who you want to fight. You get to call out, who you want to focus down. Another parry comes through, this time onto the goo man. Poor Hoot getting burned up here.
I gotta say, with these two teams, Jason, it feels like we're in a different era of EU suddenly, if you know what I mean. Because
Like
it's just
a match right now almost.
Yeah. And if these teams kind of stay like this for a while, then you kind of forget about the Buff Enjoyers Abrahams dynamics with those two teams because they don't exist anymore. And this is just a different grouping of heroes or other players that all have hero pools that can work together. But the way that they'll play is just going to be different. Like seeing Hoot on a Viscous, like that's not really something that you would see previously. A Sanya Sniper or other, Satan on like a Billy. I don't think that was something we really saw before either.
I think it's cool.
Ooh.
Like a 1 or 2 off. Empty Dreams should be falling. Just having a hard time for me. I'm so laggy right now, so I can't really see what's happening. But
that was a sick knife connection. That's what happened.
I'm sad I missed it. As the first streams do come up. And it looks like Saint's going to get away here. But I like it for like a week or two. But I don't want I want Buff Enjoyers to come back. And then you have like 3 teams who can all fight for the title. It's been just a 2-horse race for such a long time in EU with Abrahams and Buff Enjoyers. It's great to see Gooballs come around, though they did say, at least for Mel Team, after the Trolli event that they were disbanding. But to see them back again, it gives me hopes that they're going to stick around as a team, especially with Demov leaving Buff Enjoyers to join.
Maybe that's part of it. Demov coming over that changes the picture a little bit. Well, I guess we'll find out, but as you say, we'll enjoy it. And okay, concussive combustion. He's able to get out, no problem with the ults. Killing blow. Ooh. Okay, well again, the serrated knives, they are really problematic. Look at that, Together coming on through. Together's having a hell of a start here, and Gooballs, they might be in trouble, Jason. Whenever Together gets off to a good start like this on Shiv, that's you're gonna feel that in that mid game.
Oh yeah, and I think with the lineup they have too, it's pretty easy to assassinate quite a few people here since they're not really tanky. It's pretty much just going to be you and Saint and a little bit of Hoot that are going to be the tanky ones in this match. I guess obviously, actually OCs we didn't even talk about. He's on the Warden. I mean, it kind of fits the style of him farming up like crazy and being effective in fights. But again, I don't really rate Warden that highly right now, especially Gun Warden, which is probably what he's going to be playing.
And this is the thing, right, is that when you see players as good as OCs and just in general at this level, go to a hero that you're not expecting to see, they're not doing it obviously in a way that's not going to allow them to still play their style in a way that works with their team. So you'll get to see it in a different light, and that might change how it's valued. So I'm super curious to see the performance.
Well, you are right about one thing. It is nice to see Hoot play some Viscous, considering it's mostly just Demov. And I guess a little bit of Shark on Buff Enjoyers that gets to play it. And Hoot gets to, really flex what he can play. And my God, the amount of damage he's doing with these puddle punches, not to mention Together's going to the back line. He gets the kill onto Empty Dreams. Looks like Overseas will escape for now, but he's taken away from the serrated knives. Wait, what? Tetsio! Bro! Not only is he our only $250 Patreon pledger, but he just gifted 80 subs.
Oh my God.
Chat.
What on earth? I thought you were reacting to like the Mystic Shot kill or whatever that was, but holy
bro.
Oh my God. Well, how much? Okay, that's, you gotta, I mean, when he's supposed to eat the trolley, it's like the draft, right?
In the draft, yeah.
This man wants to see you overload your mouth with trolley.
Whoa, calm down.
Jason, I feel like this deserves a Go XLR playtime with you.
Oh, are you sure you want to unleash that for me?
Unleash it! ZP's not here to tell us no.
What'd you say? Oh, there's no echo. I guess we can cast like this for a little bit. Dan, fix your Go XLR. Just like Saint, going a little too deep. Here's false OCs on the left-hand side.
Okay, mine's a bit too scuffed. I'm gonna have to go back to normal mode. Maybe I can make my voice deeper like this and cast like this. Maybe that could be something we could do.
Yes.
All right, well, what's happening in the game? Because I'm not really sure. And this is a pretty electrifying match, if I do say so myself. So his OCs, Cultist, Sacrifice, Let's check out his farm, 7.7k. It's really all about the, I think, Together's performance right now, 9.1k. He had a devastatingly strong lane. And we've got Demov, who is leading the pack here, Jason, with Viper. So we're going to definitely see Viper have to come in, I think, pretty huge into this mid game to at least equalize Together's strength.
Yeah, but you have to also remember that Viper's very squishy. So any knockup, any swap, any stun, she's probably going to die.
You sound so awesome like this. I would like to... This is like the anime version of yourself.
Thank you.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Oh my god, that's so sick. Okay, all right.
Should we just continue the whole time like that?
Yeah, I feel like I feel like you should. It's actually pretty cool. But we have an assault on the left side here on this Guardian, or at least it was attempted. The pressure was there, but we actually have more players from Gooballs coming in across at the 10-minute mark, looking for the bridge buffs. Obviously, Ern spawning left side as well. And the bridge buffs fought for. I think the page actually picks it up there for the Gooballs as they continue to fight this one. Demov quite healthy still on Viper, looking to reposition around this fight. Just like you said, he is squishy. So, or Viper's a she actually, right? So she is squishy. So you got to make sure that you have good positioning in on your fights. And it's actually, in fact, going to be Abrahams and Hoot taking this one away.
I have to do this really quickly. If I can go back and find it. Oh, no, wait, I missed it. We had a sub come through and I lost the name.
Doo-doo filled butt crack?
Doo-doo filled butt crack.
Nailed it.
Coming in with a sub, man. Nice. Pirate software voice. Okay, calm down.
Tetsio, by the way, I did not miss you. I just thought Jason was going to do you justice, and instead we got lost in the sauce. 80 gifted is insane. Much love. Back to the action. That's a Viscous dying. That doesn't happen.
All right, let's try to fall back here. Looks like ABL's in a little bit of trouble. And that cool bell is not going to do too much to stop this Guardian from going down. So this is nice. You know, Abraham's putting some pace back on Gooballs here in mid, taking that Guardian down. Defense on the left side in the meantime, coming on through, or an attempt at least. I don't think there's enough here to stop this though. There's so many Gooballs in this position. Nice parry, but it cannot surely delay the inevitable here, Jason.
The biggest counter to Gooballs is the Goo Cube coming through. I mean, the thing is, if you're going to talk about Demov being fed, he's at 10k to be fair. But what's scarier, a fed Viper or a fed Shiv? And they've unleashed together in the right-hand lane by himself to just continue to farm up almost. He's been able to take down players by himself on the side as well. He's becoming a massive threat at 14k that I just don't know if anyone can 1v1 him in the Gooball side.
They do have so much lockdown though that you know, they should be able to find fights where they can deal with him, but we'll have to see. Damage coming on through here. Overseas looking to snipe with that revolver on holiday, and let's try to find out where is that flying. It's above me somewhere. Where is the Ivy? And okay, 61k to 62k, so we're pretty much at soul parity, but it's about the distribution. And like you say, Together really beefy right now at 14k, and 3 players at 11k. 1 at 10 for Gooballs, so a bit more of an even spread across their team. As once again, we see more skirmishing towards the centers there on the left side of the map, and Billy gets sent to the hotel, but what's going to be waiting for him when he comes back out? It's a big cube.
Thanks, Viscous.
Yeah, nice cube coming through to save his life. I think what's scary about this lineup right now is that it's pretty much even in souls, and yet Gooballs don't have, they lost all their Guardians and they still have 2 left to take. So they actually have like a bigger lead than what you're currently seeing. Well, they're not really behind by 1k right now. They're actually going to be ahead once they get these objectives down.
Taken our yellow Guardian.
Well, that Guardian is going to go down in the end. And I got to say, I love this style of play that we see from Gooballs in general. It's very reminiscent of the previous map that we saw from them against the Furies, where they stick together in fairly like big clumps of players, like 3 to 4, and they really try to make the best use of all this utility they have. There's some catch from overseas, but of course it's very hard to catch who on the Viscous, so he's going to be able to ult himself away from that fight. But you do have Demov coming in, or rather Together coming in on the Shiv now, so that's when things get really real, when he looks to go for the engagement. But looks like there won't be a fight. Looks like Gooballs will fall away from that one.
Well, they're back up here for Obikim. Stonehex comes through. There's no way to escape this one. Also the knock-up as well to buy some time to keep him in the bullet dance. They do get the kill into overseas. They do lose a guard on the right-hand side, though. We can see them rotate on the minimap to get here. And I think a door has been put down by ABL, and they will use that to escape. Again, great safety net for your team to go for aggressive pushes like this. And they have gotten all the Guardians. And, well, funny enough, I thought they would actually be ahead once these have gone down, but Abrahams has kept the farm up. Oh, nice. Sleep Dagger onto OCs to prevent that last 10 from doing pretty much anything.
Yeah, great counter. That's why you like that Sleep Dagger. And I agree. The door play there to steal away that Guardian, I think, was really awesome. It's perfect. Gave them just enough time for that. And now the aggression from Abrahams deep into the enemy territory. Gooballs now defending against this fight. Can they manage to come away with this one? Then he kills no. It looks like they will just lose Pom. So you lose Page. That's not too bad. That's the one you care about the least. No shade to Pom, but that is the life of the support.
He knows his role. Yeah. But there are buffs coming up. Looks like right side will be taken by Abrahams. Left side might be taken by them as well, as Sonic Sniper is set up in that position. I believe they have gotten both. This could possibly be a kill onto ABL. It does get slowly hexed up and knocked up. And he's gone down. And you know, that's got to feel good for the buff enjoyers, boys.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's really nice catch there. I think it was Sane that initiated that with the Rising Ram, I think. The Billy. And now, like, making the play for the urn. So now, you wonder if there's going to be any sort of a response. Because right now, a few players tied up for Gooballs on the right side of the map, defending the Walker. So they might not be able to stop this urn from going down, because right now, Gooballs, they don't have enough here. You see an attempt from Empty Dreams to get away. But they can't take a fight. They can't delay the urn from getting turned in. Although ABL's now come in on the doorman to try to stop this.
Well, the urn has been turned in. Abrahams looking to finally get a lead here. Almost up to 10k now, just on the flip of a switch. Looks like overseas will escape this one. The chase down's not going to come through. And OC just hasn't had the same level of impact so far in this game as he previously had on like Amina or his Ivy at 15k. Not leading the team. I mean, he is being fed a lot of the souls. But together has 20,000 souls. And OCs hasn't really gotten that far ahead of anyone on the other side. I mean, Hoot's at 14k, so right behind him. Sonya's at equal souls. Tass is just 1k behind him. It's really only Obi-Kim that he's ahead of.
And I think DDK, this is a quick question from the chat. If you're trying to avoid a Viper knockup, what character do you need to stay away from?
You got to stay away from Bebop, man. That guy's got long arms.
Thank you.
That helps.
Wait, okay, I was gonna say the Parasko swap didn't get casted there. And OCs is locked into Putin right now. Some backup coming through though to help him out, but he's gonna fall either way as Sate comes in. Dimov on the high ground. Well, he's gonna be careful. This Changing has been used to knock down as well. It's gonna pull Page and Viper back in, but the follow-up's not gonna be there because he was petrifying Bolid. And he gets parried on the melee onto Palm.
Yeah, so much pace from Abrahams here. Looking really, really good. And together, 21k now on that Shiv. Man, it's actually so... It's really scary. Like, double the amount of souls. So almost a couple players on the other team as the push comes in. Captivating reads as well. Will be dodged. And this is way too much pressure, Jason. The map control's getting out of hand for Abrahams. They've been winning all these skirmishes. It seems like the team fight is not nearly as good as I expected it to be for Gooballs off of the early game.
When they're behind too, like OCs isn't able to farm up. He's been on 15k for I want to say a couple of minutes now, and Abrahams are taking it to them. Together goes in deep here with the dash. Task gets the kill on OCs. That's again him now down, and he's been stuck at 15k for even another couple of minutes on top of this. And Abrahams are definitely looking like the stronger team, considering we've only had one player swap on Gooballs and two on Abrahams. It's kind of interesting to see things be so one-sided so far, as we're approaching the 20k mark now for Abrahams.
Yeah, no, I think it's something where we saw that Hayes get picked really late. I think it was the last pick, right? Is that right for Abrahams? And I want to say it's got to be a response to that Warden pick, because it's the Sleep Dagger is such an efficient counter to the Last Stand.
Captivating Reed does catch out Tass, who's here to assist and back him up. And again, stealing away these Sinner Sacrifice. Even Obi came just stealthed up, ready to protect them if needed. No bullet dance up just yet, but he also has, oh my god, I can never remember the name, Slowing Hex and Rusted Barrels. So he's trying to affect the attack speed, I believe it is. of Demov. I mean, one of the very good counters to a Viper.
Yeah, I think you get some minus some bullet resist too, right? So it's like a, especially given how squishy Viper is, but good fight coming on from Gooballs so far. Oh, we're gonna get a mid boss in here. That's gonna be a great way to potentially turn this one around. Are they gonna be going for this? No, I mean, with Viper, obviously you kind of get damage output really fast onto the mid boss, but they are not going to do it. Oberkin there in the distance with that sleep dagger trying to get something done, but it's going to get forced back, has to respect it as Gooballs just push the issue, and it's not, Abraham's not really in a position to fight. There might be a lockdown onto Together, but no, Together's going to be able to stay up in that position as the rest of Gooballs fall back into mid.
It's more about Sonic Sniper, though, fighting up against OCs in the left-hand lane. He's very healthy considering OCs is below half HP, and he does have the backup of Task going to be here. And again, shutting him down is one of the keys to victory that I said for Abraham, so they're going to do it. Sonic Sniper gets the backup in time, and now they just need to escape here to be safe, or maybe even turn the fight around. And OCs is just having such a tough game, and I think that's one major weakness within the lineup of Gooballs here, Dan, is that if OCs can't get ahead, how are they expecting to carry him or have him to carry the game through? Like it's their game plan is always like get him fed and then we win the game. But if that doesn't work, what's your next plan? What's your next key to success?
Yeah, we'll have to find out if they're able to recover. They do get a pull here onto the Holiday overseas. Skirmishing continues. In the meantime, the urn is on its route to being deposited by Abrahams. That's a comeback urn there, so you would want to see Gooballs. Gooballs would want to try to contest that. I don't know if they have enough for it, though. Urn getting dropped to fight. See Saints on the Billy trying to disrupt, and the urn has been stolen by ABL. That's great work there. Really good work.
Sonic Sniper, though, he does have airdrop, so he can escape from this left-hand side. And the urn, it looks like it will go for the contest. It will go for the dunk. And you can see immediately Abraham's respected this and responding to it. Nice door placement, too, so he can easily go for the turn-in, especially if they're not prepared. That also allows Demov to get in here if he wants to fight the urn.
And he can like lock somebody out if they come on through. And he's going to start damaging him soon. So waiting for the moment there. A little barrier going through the door. Yeah, not safe just yet. This is very precarious for Gooballs. This is a way back into the game, or it's a way for the game to be lost. Because if you lose a team fight right now, that mid boss is there to fall back on.
You can see Gooballs backing off of this one. Except when the urn gets picked up, they're immediately going to rotate back in. Tass is being forced to go to this left lane to deal with the pressure on the walker. And really, the urn has been dropped by Hoot with a puddle punch. Playing on the high ground here. I think he drops it yet again. And the rest of Abrahams aren't here to contest this one. And it should be getting turned in here momentarily, but I can see he's actually ran completely away, eventually able to get back in with the help of the doors. And finally, Gooballs do secure the urn.
Oh, and who's going to get taken out too? This is a great opportunity for Gooballs. Really good opportunity. They get the urn too. That's, oh my god, they were trying to make that play for quite some time. Great patience is going to pay off, because look at the soul discrepancy now, Jason. Is pretty much neck and neck again. And in the meantime, because Abrahams were trying to challenge the turn-in, they were not picking up farm on the map, which means that Gooballs legitimately have options to get back into the game right now.
Yeah, a great job. I think a really important, 1v1 that happened as well with Empty Dreams killing Sonic Sniper on this left-hand lane. He's actually overtaken him in souls by quite a bit because he's been allowed to solo farm with the urn being turned in. And that's why you saw Tass have to rotate over towards this lane to deal with it. And then they eventually got the turn in because of that. So a very important kill that Empty Dreams just got to open up this comeback for Gooballs.
Can I chime in with something from our good friend Goober, a Viscous main? He says, split shot is bugged to make Viscous alt fire do double damage. We have a split shot Viscous build happening in the hands of Hoot. Keep your eyes on it.
Let's go yellow.
There we go. Love to see it.
See the enemy.
Just Scuba to spot it. Oh, has he got Trophy Collector as well?
Yep, he's had it for a while.
Okay, I didn't notice that. He's got Trophy Collector, split shot. What is this?
Even some weighted shots too.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so the burst damage is going to go pretty
Where's
hard.
ZP at? He's talking about Trophy Collector. You know, it needs a couple of buffs for it to get back in there. He said about 8 buffs. Well, maybe Hoot's bringing it back. Maybe he's bringing in a style.
How many charges does he have? What's Hoot's stats? How many assists does he have and kills and stuff?
Couldn't tell you. I think observers have to hover over the item to tell us what it's currently at.
Yeah, because
Is
that's
it
pretty
paying off? I
interesting.
mean,
Because
he's at
that's the thing with
21K
Trophy
now.
Collector. Like, it can either just, you know, rob your money, or if the game goes on long enough, then it ends up paying for itself eventually.
It does, but it's also more of you could have spent those souls on an item that gives you more power in these fights. But if he's playing more support-esque, I mean, I guess he's technically not with split shot.
I mean, the extra run speed that you could get from it would be kind of crazy if you max it.
I mean, he's been in good positions for these cubes time and time again for his team, so you can definitely see the effect of it with that.
Here's some info here. Ooh. What are we going to see next here? The urn's coming up, 20 seconds away. And so you would assume that would begin to force team fights again. A lot of neutrals, but not all, have been cleaned up on the map. Okay, so there's the door. We're setting up for the urn here. That will allow you to go to safety on the doorman. You got to think ahead as a doorman. And it's on the other side, though. Oh, no, sorry. It is on the right side. Ooh. What a steal coming on through from Demov with the bowler to get that buff. And in the rest of the team come here, Jason. Not a bad initiation from Gooballs as they chase down the kill and they take out Oberkim.
Survival buff perfect, too, for Demov. Gives them the extra tankiness in these fights. They also have the urn rotating across the map, too, having a 6-on-5. Very real possibility that they could go for the turn in here. And honestly, you know, we talked about Together being so far ahead for such a long time, but he's fallen behind Empty Dreams, has been gifted a lot of solo farm. Even Oses has been gifted a lot of solo farm to help him catch up. Remember, he was stuck at 15k for a few minutes, but now he's up to 26, almost on par with Together, almost on par with Sonya Sniper too, and he's actually ahead quite a bit now to Obikim, to Saint, to Who even just a little bit. Gooballs are definitely getting back in this game here, and Abrahams need a response for this one. And Saint has been caught out here, Changing being used, but is there going to be any backup to help him survive this one? And no, he just pulls his enemies closer to him.
Yeah, Gooballs, I think, are scaling out of control here. We'll go back to that point in a moment because we do get the urn turned in by Gooballs, forcing the fight from Abrahams. Two of them are already down here, so as soon as the reinforcements comes on through for Gooballs, they should be able to control this situation, maybe get some more picks. And again, the danger is rolling into mid-boss right now, especially with Saint dead already. And there's ABL with the pickup. There it is, urn turned in, and they have managed to be now ahead, I think, for the first time in this game, I want to say, in souls. 6k souls ahead for Gooballs. And the mid-boss is calling.
A nice try by Together to delay the turn-in, as he did make Palm drop it, but they still got it in the end. Like I said, taking the lead by 6k. Things are starting to get a little bit wild. Empty Dreams. I was talking about what's the next key to success if Oses isn't the one fed, and it might just be him. Very low on health now, down to 1,000 HP. You can see both teams positioned around this mid-boss. I think Abrahams, they want to get some damage in to prevent them from going for this. As there is a mini wave crashing on the right lane base Guardians against Gooballs.
Another pick coming through onto Taz. So health is low for multiple players here for Gooballs. Quite a few low players that are very low on very low HP pools as well. So they're going to be so careful. Killing Blow is up here as well. So this could be devastating from Together as the slice and dice comes through. So does the Killing Blow, the refresh. And in fact, talking about a mid-boss, it might actually just be going to Abrahams instead. This is a potential huge turnaround coming in from Abrahams right at the moment that matters most in this game as the chase down comes through from Oberkim. He's so desperate to get this one. I don't know that Palm is going to be able to escape, but it's been a hell of a good try.
I mean, who'd even puddle punched? Obikim back. Mid-boss has been started. ABL and Overseas. ABL in base could be dealing with the wave on the Guardians. I don't think Overseas is even going to bother to contest. And a massive turnaround again as Gooballs just got the lead. They lose it. And Overseas, yeah, you just don't go in for this one. Take the tier 1 camp instead, then back away. And Together, I mean, the power spike he just had with the max Killing Blow was so important, as you saw in that fight, able to get the resets. And considering, again, how squishy they are, it doesn't take that.
Yeah, this game has become super interesting now.
Where you can snowball an entire fight.
Yeah, and right now, you know, Jason, even though Gooballs are behind a little bit, the Infernus scaling is kind of worrisome. You know, Empty Dreams is pretty powerful at the moment, and it really just takes the right fight, the right focus fire to really give them the edge. But right now they're kind of in a spot where they have to defend. They got 2 walkers to defend those, so they have positions to work from. as a fight comes on through. ABL looking to lock down Saints there for Abrahams. This basement fight, is it going to go well for Gooballs? They need it to desperately. They got to get rid of some of these rejuve charges if they possibly can. And I don't know about this fight right now. It looks like it's definitely much more beneficial as the turnaround, the parry comes on through, but still Gooballs will lose 2 players in the basement fight, and they'll have to fall back to their walkers.
Yeah, this is go time for Abrahams. Together is hitting a critical mass. Sonya Sniper up to 37,000 souls. They've also been able to deal with Empty Dreams, who's the biggest threat they have to deal with in these fights. You can see them spread across the map. Let Sonya push the right-hand lane, then rotate back in towards the mid-walker, while 2 push the left-hand walker, and they should be able to get both of these. Oh my god, the goo explosion out of Hoot here with the alt fire. That's how you get a Viper pregnant.
Nice call back there, and the pressure from both sides is going to be really problematic. They might be able to get some base guardians here because they will be splitting the defense, and Empty Dreams and OC's still down, so they can get some guardians, base guardians here for sure. 3 rejuve crystals still going as well. So Abrahams with a 20k lead almost, suddenly in a commanding position, and the amount of farm that is on the map right now is basically everything.
Yeah, I think it's a smart play to back away. I mean, you still have 2 minutes. You technically could fight again, but you also have an urn. And I think maybe there's a world where you get this urn and you try to go for the turn-in, which I believe should be neutral, if I can do quick maths. And then you can force the fight there. Even if it's not neutral and you turn on the other side of the map, there we go, it is neutral. You can force a fight with your rejuve. If they go for it, if they don't go for it, you get a free urn. And then you get to back away and continue to let the other players on your team get this farm that's in the jungle. So it's a really big win-win situation that turns the game massively in their favor.
And there's not looking to be a challenge for this. There's nobody there for Gooballs to stop this turn-in. It's perfect for Abrahams.
He's dropping it for a teammate. So are they trying to give Hoot the extra AP he needs to max level something else? A little quick adaptation here. Let's see. He does have 5. He's going to have... Yeah, he gets max rank Google because of this. Very smart play. And remember, you cannot get all max level abilities at the moment unless you do get enough urns. I think it's 2 urns you need to turn in for the 2 missing ability points. But a really small micro play out of Abrahams that's going to have massive value.
Especially given that the game is starting to go so late. Hoot's going to... Obviously, I mean... I hate to say it, but the trophy collector, it actually starts to be kind of nice, especially when you're in that alt mode and that run speed comes into play. But anyway, another fight's breaking out here, and this is not the type of fight that Gooballs wanted to be caught in. ABO just gets caught out there.
I think this might be go time. 30 seconds left on Rejuve. Might be able to look at base guardians here. Not even base guardians, the shrines, sorry. Task does not have to swap up anymore as they do push directly in towards the shrines, getting the first one quickly, the second one as well, and they should be able to get the stage 1 patron.
Oh my god.
Splattered all over his face.
Dude, that does insane objective damage.
What?
What do you even do against that? Well, they're going to be pushing into the base here. Still 3 rejuve crystals up, and they might just go for the finish here. If the patron can't withstand the damage, it can't withstand the split shot. Gooball jumping on through, and that's going to be the victory there for Abrahams. What an crazy, incredible, and insane, and incredible, crazy game, Jason.
And crazyable game. Yeah, Abrahams. I mean, it's very back and forth between the 2 teams. Abrahams, I feel like, had the majority of the control. And then that one fight we saw the turnaround for Gooballs, able to get themselves back into the game. OC's able to get farmed, Empty Dreams as well. And then again, all it took was one more fight with the resets out together to give Abrahams back the control to finish off this first map. Very exciting, very entertaining game, honestly.
It really was. I genuinely thought Gooballs were going to take over at a certain point after they managed to get 6k souls ahead, but it did not happen, Pocket.
Hello. It works now. Hoot was going nutty with a max build Viscous. Is it a bug? Is it illegal? Is Hoot cheating? There's a lot of discussions in the chat. YouTube thinks he's cheating. Other people think everyone should know all the builds available and don't let him get Viscous moving forward, right? You got to think about a Gooball causing damage. The Gooball should know about the sticky icky. Hoot using it against him for the Abrahams. Walk me through the highlights, though, Mr. Lash. Who had the big plays in the first half?
You know, I kind of want to give it to Hoot, actually. I feel like he did such a great job of being in the right positions for these cubes to prevent any sort of follow-up from these Doormat ultimates from ABL. He ended up doing a ton of damage as well right after he got towards, you know, that threshold of his build with split shot, with his fresh shot weighted shots as well. Even the trophy collector being picked up, I mean, he definitely deserves quite a bit. But I think if it's not going to be him, it's got to be together. And the control he provided on the Shiv in the early game and then in the late game. I think mid game is a little bit lackluster, allowing Gooballs to catch up. But that's still a really, really great game from like multiple players of Abraham's.
Was the Viper pick a troll, DDK? Because there's not a lot of confidence in this character, according to the chat.
I don't think it was a troll. I definitely think it's viable. I just think there were certain factors in this game for Abrahams that I think really took over. I think it's the story of how far ahead together got very early on, and also the performance out of who truly is such an incredible player. The fact that he can play Viscous to such a high level as well as everything else that he can play to a high level is pretty ridiculous. So I felt like there's a lot that worked for Gooballs, but I think you're just looking at an Abraham squad that played out of their minds. I think it's viable.
Grego is having a child thanks to the Viscous right quick. Thank you, Grego, one of my favorite players to watch, hanging out with us over on Deadlock. If you're looking for a pro team, this is a guy I would try and sign up from NA. In the meantime, let's take a look at EU's best. Abraham's taking 24-16 in terms of kills. So you look at the net worth, about a 30,000 soul difference. Where did you know this game was locked up for the Abrahams, though, Lash? Where was this one all but over?
Probably after the rejuve. I think it was very back and forth because of the comeback that we saw for Gooballs. Even though Abraham's had that initial control of the game together, got massively ahead. OC's got dealt with really well out of Abraham's, and he wasn't able to really get far ahead like he normally would. I think the big turning point was when Empty Dreams gets the 1v1 against Sonic Sniper in the left-hand lane, which allows him to just completely spike in souls and spike in power, that when they got to the next team fight, I don't think Abraham's expected him to put out that much damage. And that was like a slow turning point. And then eventually, together with the resets, when he got the killing blow maxed out, that's when he started to really power up yet again.
My therapist says, don't compare yourself to others, but I feel inferior to that entire team on the left-hand side of your screen. Ladies and gentlemen, Abrahams are taking a 1-0 lead in the best of three. Can they finish it? Will it come down to a draft? GDK, do you think it matters what characters they play in game two?
No, fuck it. They're bloody awesome at this game.
They're very good. If they let Paradox go through for tasks and your dog comes to visit you, it will be a very exciting show. All of this is coming up in just a moment. In the meantime, should I put my costume back on? Should we get fired up for what could be the end of the EU final? Or are we going to a game three and I can stay sweat-free? Let me know, chat. We'll be right back.
My earring.
Something warm is about to enter Jason's mouth, and he's excited about it. Welcome back to the night shift. It's the fright shift. We've got Lash in the middle. Earrings have been reattached after the dog attack. Don't you guys worry about it. Lash deals with animals the same way he deals with his opponents. We got DDK rocking a green nose, but no longer the gimp suit. It was hot, and I'm just rocking a big old yellow sweater to make sure people don't hit me when I trick or treat later tonight. DDK, can we talk a little bit about what happened in game number one?
We had a really interesting draft from both teams. We had domination. We had Trophy Collector from who? This is domination with Trophy Collector and insane amounts of burst damage with split shot. Yeah, but definitely there could be new meta. I actually think that Viscous kind of needs to get banned now or picked. Maybe it's a ban. Kelvin ban Viscous. It seemed pretty good, Jason.
It was pretty decent, yeah. I think it wasn't just the Viscous. I think it was important that the draft that they went for too, because they took Ivy top 3 and they banned Mina, and he put OCs on something he's not as comfortable on, like a Warden, who's not going to have nearly the same amount of impact, considering he likes to play heroes that have very good escape, like Ivy, like Mina. So I think like the draft played well into this. Hoot did a very good job of being in positions to cube up anyone that got sent into the Baroness Hotel, and the whole team worked really well together. I just hope not too well, because I don't want to see Buff Enjoyers die.
Yeah, no. This can't go the way of the Hydra Nation. A big shout out to Lodos Denta and all of our new subs. Kaplan, you said if we accomplished something, you were going to do something. What was the bounty for the chat?
Well, everyone chat.
I don't know if this draft really matters. Does the draft matter?
I think it's about putting. I mean, because I got my gummy worms late from you guys.
Okay.
I unfortunately, Italy customs and Italy just being Italy. So I think the deal was I have to like eat gummy bears, or not gummy bears, gummy worms, the entire. Do you have some?
The entire bag is what you said.
A whole bag. I don't know if I said that.
I think the whole bag.
I don't know. It's Puckett joining me on this journey.
Man, that means you gotta talk.
All right.
All right, is Kelvin ban? Did we get a viscous ban? That's the question. I don't know.
How do I ever have a ban of viscous though?
I'd imagine. Okay, so Shiv ban comes on instead. That makes a lot of sense. Exactly. Yeah, Shiv has been. It's kind of been super interesting to see Shiv get such high priority, but it's obviously for a reason. We see how good it is. This is not even a Trolli sponsored stream anymore. This is just
Not yet. Trolli.
So Puckett's matching your bet. Wait, or did you have already had that
He's
open?
swallowing though. I got a big water. I'm just going one. Oh my god, he's got a big mouth.
6'2"
God.
everywhere.
Okay, well, all right. So this is what you give up, right? You give up the Yamato to ABL. So that's pretty dangerous. So we'll see what Abraham's going to be securing. I'd imagine Paradox and Furnace would be pretty good to go to. There's a Paradox. You kind of don't want to allow ABL to play or have a Paradox with him in that mid lane. That's something we've learned. So Paradox in Furnace is also super high priority in general. I mean, I think that's kind of the no-brainer.
No more chewing, Jason. You can do it. You can do it without chewing. Just don't move your bottom jaw. Just your lash. You're a baseball player. You're real strong. You grew up with, just a stick and a street and a little can that you guys knocked around.
Get the goblin those worms down, boy.
I'm going to look at you judgmentally.
I only have so much through my mouth before. I do a just plan.
All right, well,
the Ivy's just open.
There's the Ivy. They've secured Yamato for ABL and they've secured Ivy for OC. So already this is a much better draft. I wonder if we'll get a ban on Viscous. I wonder if that's gonna be the ban of Gooballs is the Viscous. But Yamato Ivy, Doorman coming on through as well. I was curious about that because ABL's been playing the Doorman, so someone else is going to be on the Doorman instead. I wonder who that's going to be.
Jason, are you sweating? I'm wet. My tongue was like exhilarated by her excitement.
Today isn't the day for us.
Yep.
Look at the production magic.
Do we have medical professionals on standby? What happened? He died so happy.
He's a man of his words. You gotta respect it. Respect it.
Chad, is he allowed to chew now?
How many calories is that in a bag?
90 times 7.
But I've got a kindergarten class to read to.
Not bad, Dan. What? That's like what? 2 chicken breasts?
It's like 700 calories or something.
Yeah. All right, Dick the Doorman. We're gonna have some fun here. We haven't seen any sniping since last week. Does it happen here?
Oh my goodness.
I'm sad.
You do?
Yeah. It's to say sad. I feel that.
Oh no. Don't do that. Hey, can you drink out of your like urine colored water bottle? Where's that at? Just see if you can sneak a little bit through. No.
If any comes out, you gotta refund that guy the subs, man.
Hey,
We found a way to quiet down Jason.
Deadlock is not worth it. Deadlock is not worth it.
One got
Chat,
back in my throat.
He's totally safe. He's totally safe. Just feeling a little inflated after that moment. We got Holiday surviving. This is a replay of Jason from
The
the
question
start
is, do I
of
put them back in my
rehearsal.
mouth? Because the one got the back of my throat and it made me gag a little bit. Which is very uncommon.
No more hiding.
Oh, he'll tickle back there. All right, so we got Empty Dreams.
All right,
He's got his
committing,
pocket.
you know what? I'm sorry, we got the 80 subs. I'm committing. I'm gonna put them back in my mouth in a second.
I don't think Trolli needs you to do that, and we kind of want them to come back. Welcome, Pocket, into the stream. Holiday is here. Paige will not be. The sticky icky is gone with Kelvin and Shiv. It's like a French bulldog. Like, I ate so fast I threw it up, but I want to eat it again, so I'm just gonna go do it. Mo and Krill. We got the big boy in the Zoot Suit Riot suit ready to slap people around. Will Mo find success? Why has he kind of been on the downtrend, DDK?
It's a good question. I think we were talking about how Paige might be replacing some of the utility in the lockdown for Mo, and Paige gives obviously like some other benefits in terms of the laning to like set up some of the strong areas. With that said, Mo and Krill's also very good in the laning phase, and Mo is really nice at keeping tempo up as well, and taking initiative. So I like it. You know, the lockdown between Mo and Doorman is pretty insane. So the only thing that's I'd be curious about is how they finish off, because they don't. You got Holiday Paradox on the other side. So if you're not going, I mean, Bebop, Lash, you know, might be, you know, you might want some kind of catch. You can run, and this is what Buff and Joys would do a lot. You can just run the Doorman as your catch, and you can do a build with like Warp Stone, maybe get Majestic Leap and so on to do that with a page, so long as you have the lockdown after. But no, they're going to get the Bebop, so that's kind of what was expected. So nice pick, nice lockdown and CC.
Jason's
like
favorite.
Good utility with Doorman, and like you got your late game locked in with Ivy, and you got ABL locking in your early game on Yamato and late game. So definitely a really nice roster for Gooballs. I think a lot of comfort in that lineup. And for Abrahams, also looking pretty nice. You know, Vindicta Abrams always like a nice classic combo that synergizes really well in lane. We'll see if they pair it up. Billy Holiday, like really good disruption and good initiation in these fights. Jason's just suffering.
No, he's loving this. This is the best day of his life.
That's fair.
First time getting the fade on the side. He feels fresh. He's
Would
got
you do
the
2
Jerry
bags
curl.
in draft for 160 subs?
I mean,
He looks sad.
we're only 146 away from 1500.
Wait, you must be nearly done with the bag, surely.
And he's got at least 6 bags that they've sent him.
Wait, he's done it.
You can tag me in if Jason needs help.
These worms are his, baby. Nothing goes in that mouth. That's not a worm. Yeah. Are they sour or sweet right now? Yeah. Voila.
There you go.
This ASMR Night Shift Grand Final has been brought to you by Intel. Thank you, Intel, for being a part of this show for 10 episodes. $20,000 dished out over 10 weeks. We appreciate you. This is your Grand Final for EU going into Game 2.
All right, I'm gonna just. Oh, you're there. Okay, you're good.
I am there.
To go.
I did fit every single worm in that bag in my mouth.
Nice, good job.
And I will say this, which is kind of gross. Even the ones I had to spit out because it made me gag because it tickled the back of my throat, I put them all back in, and we got the whole bag in there.
All right. All right.
My hands
committed
are
to the
sticky.
cause. I like it.
You hold yourself to a high standard. We appreciate that about you.
Hey, if you're gonna donate or you're gonna gift 80 subs, you're gonna get what you paid for. Okay, that's what we do here on the Night Shift.
There we go. Locking it in. We're pretty close to 1500 now as well. 146 away. So we're doing good. We're doing good things, and doing good things is probably going to be this guy, ABL on Gooballs. That is a scary prospect. And oh wait, Demov is on the Yamato. Okay, Demov on the Yamato and ABL. He's liking the Doorman.
Yeah. Can you just cast for a quick minute while I go wash my sticky hands? Is that possible?
That is always possible.
Okay, appreciate it.
Here we go. All right, whilst Jason is doing that, that's you can use your imagination. But for me over here on the cast, yeah, let's just look at the lanes. So yeah, we've got the Abrams combo with the Vindicta, like we were talking about. It's a really nice combo, especially obviously with the stake. So you get to lock down the charges. So you get various ways to pressure and sort of keep good presence, pressure on that lane, good sustain. And that's gonna be OC's lane as well on that Ivy that they'll be up against. So it is important to make sure that you give Ivy as much trouble as possible. We kind of know how he plays at this point. Obviously, as time goes on, people will be more and more aware as to how OC's likes to play. And I think, especially on Ivy, you need to know what he's going to be up to, because he gets so far ahead so quickly. This mid lane is going to be interesting. I think Doorman Yamato is actually quite dangerous. The burst damage there, in addition to using the doors to create more angles for the Yamato right clicks, as well as those cool bells, is honestly, this looks like it's a pretty hard lane to be up against, honestly. So would expect that Gooballs are going to get off to a win in this mid lane, and then they'll start pacing into that mid game pretty quickly. So I think Abrahams are going to have an interesting scenario on their hands. But they do have Hoot, obviously, on the holiday. So as long as he doesn't get too far behind, I think he's going to be able to provide good pressure as well. Looking to gank into some of those lanes. Bebop pocket lane from Gooballs, also kind of a nice combo as well. Overseas and Empty Dreams, dude. There's so many. I know it sounds kind of ridiculous to say this, chat, but you know, there's so many good players that are playing, you know, the iconic heroes. Empty Dreams on Pocket and Overseas on Bebop. This is very scary as a prospect. Pocket has some of the best lane pressure, I think, in the game. And then you combine that with a Bebop as good as Overseas, and the threat is unreal on this lane.
I am back, by the way.
Awesome.
Tag me back in.
Get in there. I was just talking about the lanes, and so they all look really fun. I got to say, I'm actually overall feeling like we're going to have at least 2 or 3 lanes, one for Gooballs, most probably.
Okay. Yeah, I heard you talking about the Bebop Pocket together. Seeing Empty Dreams on Pocket is going to be great to see. I think there's a very good chance we're going to have a map 3 in this series, especially with OCs getting the Ivy picked up. And then, of course, as you pointed out, D-Mob on the Yamato. We did get to see him play on Buff Enjoyers with Yamato quite a bit too, so it's nice to see him return once again. But also, you know, if you can draw a ban out of Yamato in the first game and then you get it the next and you can give it to someone else, it gives you that extra flexibility when it comes to the draft. But on the other side, I mean, the S-tier combo we talked about before of the Abrams and the Vindicta together, it's been a long time since we've seen these paired.
Yeah, and with Vindicta coming back into fashion, it's not too surprising to see it make its return. And I'm excited for it, but I'm to be honest, more excited by what it's up against. Ooh, look at this deep charge coming on through. Abrams abandoning the Vindicta lane, coming off the road, looking to try to take down the Yamato. Oh, it's so close. He's running out of bullets. Oh, that's so unfortunate. It does scare him off, though. And so is that a lane swap then? That is a lane swap.
Oh, yeah, I think we had, what was that, Paradox go over towards the right lane with Vindicta.
Yeah.
We'll Holiday and Abrams together in the mid lane. So a slight adaptation here. And again, very risky to do, depending on where the wave is at that moment. You need to simultaneously push waves out in both those lanes so you don't miss anything on the swap. Sonic Sniper on the Infernus here. So it looks like they will be committing to him playing that Hoot. I wonder if Hoot, I don't know if you talked about this while I was gone. Is he going to go the gun Holiday? That's what I'm curious about.
Yeah, did not get into the Holiday, but we get a dive coming on through here, left lane. And that's a huge kill onto Pom there. Looking to chain it also onto a double kill for OCs. So we talked about keeping OCs under control, and they're going to take this tower at 5 minutes. That is brilliant progress there for Abrahams. Really, really nice.
Off to another strong start. You know, it was looking like it was very possible just from picks alone that we could see a game 3. But if Abrahams are, you know, get that strong start that they're looking for, Tass, oh my God, 30 HP, 9 HP, 3 HP. He's taken away from that affliction. And even gets a lasso onto the Beba, under the tower, and Tass comes around the corner to peek and gets the kill. Great little turnaround and a great little rotation, more importantly, out of Hoot here to assist on this right lane.
Yeah, it's something that teams are not... I mean, you don't often see it. It's uncommon to see lane swaps, but obviously if you think the lanes need to be changed... Oh, wow. Okay, you don't see the chain gang on the Flying Ivy every day. That's saying that takes down OCs again. So OCs is really getting shut down early into this game so far. Unable to get his normal, I think, decent starts that he often gets. And instead, you know, I feel like a lot's going to come down to Empty Dreams in this game and Overseas. Because, you know, they've had a much better time of things here on this right lane.
I mean, I think they're trying to commit for a Guardian take here. On that right-hand side, as we do see Abrahams get the mid lane one. I think a lot of the early Guardians going to determine how this game is going to go, too. And Palm, yeah, he's dead. You're already burning stuff on that flame trail, and you burn yet again. And, yeah, I mean, like, Sonya Sniper, we didn't really get to see him play much M1 heroes, I feel like, in the Trolli Open EU. But it is good to see what he can do, because his hero pool, like, to me, wasn't necessarily going to be towards an M1 rank. Like, M1 heroes, though, I know on his stream he did play a lot of it. For instance, Hayes in particular, though not necessarily one of the M1 heroes you think of. But it's cool to see them give him an opportunity, because he did come in last second for the team before the Trolli Open, right? Because ABL left, and he ended up joining Mel team, which is now Gooballs. And they still did decently well considering.
Yeah, I totally agree. And it did seem like they had a better sense as to how to make Sanya Sniper like fit in with the team after the first day. You started seeing him in more of these M1s, as we're calling them. And the trade comes back in on through for Sanya, which is really important because it's been, I think, somewhat of a rough start for Gooballs, all things considered. With that said, though, they do still, manage to clean up all the Guardians except one. So we are even in terms of the Guardians. And it's kind of a nice setup where the left Guardian for Abrahams is up and the right one is up for Gooballs in terms of the ones to the left. So that's kind of interesting.
It's really interesting considering the way the urn comes up too. It's going to spawn on that left-hand side in about 2 minutes of time. So again, you could send your whole team there to go for the Guardian and then the urn take. You can also swap Hat come in. Demov popping the Shadow Transformation, looking to just back away though to survive. Kim was even looking for a snipe here. I didn't actually check. He's not high enough souls for him to max out his assassin. He's actually very far behind at 4.4k souls. You look at some of his teammates, they're up, above 7k already.
Yeah, the lane with Empty Dreams was quite nice, and overseas that was the best looking lane for Gooballs, and that's where Kim was. Now, it's also hard for OCs to catch up particularly quickly in a game like this. I think, if you slow him down as quickly as you did, you prevent him from getting to the Tesla bullets early, which is an item that I think he picks up like pretty quickly on the Ivy, which obviously assists in the farm a lot. And you get the extra charge, you get the extra Kudzu bombs, you max it out to level 3, and then suddenly you get kind of like a power spike for farming. So I don't think OCs is quite there just yet.
It's also if they want to give him that farm. I guess Pocket depends on how much farm they want to associate towards him. As the Chain Gang has come through, gets through the door, but doesn't really get him that distance he needed. He gets pulled right back in, then tethered into the ground and swap back in. Palm cannot catch a break. On 400 HP, and he's dead. He's a dead mole. He goes down, and the commitment here out of Abrahams works out for them. And again, you technically could kind of push if you wanted in this lane to get towards the Walker, because the urn is going to spawn on your side of the map. It's up to you to then run it across the map and look for the turn-in plus a Guardian on that right-hand side. But you have to be very very careful of losing your own Guardian here, because the further we get into this game, the more and more that flex thought's going to mean.
Yeah, and I think the point that you made there with respect to, which lane do you want to commit your players to where the urn spawns or where the dropper point is, it'd be kind of cool to see in that sense. Well, you committing your whole team to one lane and the other team committing all the way to the other lane, and there is a world where I think that makes sense, but it's also like we'll have more of a challenge on the left side from Gooballs, and because they've got Doorman, you can create a lot of really cool team fights with the doors where you don't want to miss out on the initial pickup of the urn. So I totally respect that they're going for this one.
Oh, Hook not going to connect. Obikemi still got, I believe, tether up. That door is just giving an easy pickup point for ABL to then just run it away to safety. As you can see, the rest of his team going to push forward to actually give him that distance and create that space he needs to pick up the urn. And he has secured it, but now Abrahams, they need to quickly rotate around the map. It's going to be Hoot to be the one to stand in the way if they want to go for it. Instead, maybe they're just to say, hey, you can get the urn turn in. We're going to get a Walker for this if you don't commit enough players here to defend it.
Ooh, can I get Sanya? That'd be such a big pickup to get. In the meantime, the urn is being run across, and it's a 2v2 on the right side at the deposit spot. OCs has to help ABL to turn that one in. It's going to be a fight for that as this fight rages on here on the left side. And here we go, ABL. There is the urn. It's gone down. We'll see who's able to pick this one up. Through the doors they go, trying to make a very, very awkward situation. There's the call bell as the Holiday emerges from the Baroness Hotel, able to escape with the jump pad. Urn still out of play right now on the ground as it starts to run back. Is there a world now where some assistance comes in that Gooballs can make a turn and happen? It looks good for that. Yeah, it looks, in fact, like Abrahams are going to be largely giving this one up.
The body block for the lasso. So well positioned. I think that was out of OCs. And Palm also, as he died earlier in the fight, he actually respawned back in, I believe, or actually went back to base and then eventually head towards his right-hand side to commit for that turn-in. And Gooballs, they get everything in this. They don't lose their Guardian. They're about to take the left-hand Guardian, and they didn't lose a Walker. Like, this is such a smart play out of them and really well timed.
They do lose overseas, though, Gooballs. Lots of four players on this left lane. Could try to threaten the Walker at this point, but they are going to start picking up some farms, spreading back out into the map. And that right side Guardian for Gooballs is still up, which is really nice. That's something that Abrahams will want to take care of, but don't have positioning for it just yet. Although that said, we do have Sanya Sniper making his way over to that right side Guardian, and there's no one that can really... Oh, actually, Empty Dreams will defend that. In the meantime, big fight here in mid, Jason.
Yeah, this is actually a really crucial kill. Again, every time you kill OCs means he's not farming around the map. Even though you do trade 1-for-1, I think it's fine to lose Obikim at this point. But you definitely want to get this next Guardian on the right-hand side at some point for Abrahams to get your flex slot unlocked. And honestly, out of any team we've seen so far, even Buff Enjoyers, Abrahams have done a better job of dealing with OCs and keeping him in check than any other team out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's fundamentally not being able to play his game in the way that he typically would. It's really important that he hits the power spikes at the right timings so that he can kind of then maximize that by like then taking some of the camps that are up whilst his teammates are pressuring elsewhere, and you can start to like snowball it. But he's not being able to do any of that. So really missing out on a lot of farm that he would normally have by now. A lot more pressure on his side of the map now too, on the right side. That's the lane that he's been playing, the right lane.
Oh, I got tethered as well. There's no silence. There's no way to stop him from just using that cloak to get away, though he's on 400 HP and he's being chased down by this Abrams. And they're going to get the kill onto this. That's easy to do up against a pocket, especially with Majestic Leap. But he is their most fed player, and this gives an opportunity now for Abrahams to force the fight.
Yeah, that's the magic of that Vindicta. Hyper Beam coming out to zone out these players. Should be another Hyper Beam up in time for the next Urn fight. Really nice area control ability. What a catch. I don't know that you can do anything about that, but it's nice. Show the Abrams who's boss.
Just, let him know you're not so safe to run around. Let's him up with a warning. Though Hoot, he actually is going to catch out D-Mob on the teleport. Looks like he'll back away instead. And Hoot isn't going the gun build, as I was looking before. He's got like extra regen. He's got extra charge. I think he had Cultist, if I'm not mistaken. He hasn't really built into gun like we saw last week here on the night shift.
I see Abrams.
All tied up pretty much at 75k apiece between the two teams. I think one thing that worries me though for Abraham's side is that Obikim he's kind of fallen really far behind. 8.2k. I haven't actually seen the items he's going for yet or what build he's going for, but I would assume it's just going to be like the typical support play and not max out assassinate.
Oh, nice catch off of the paradoxical swap there with the charge. That's why it's such a deadly combo. Paradox is such a great setup.
Our blue walker
And
is under attack.
there is the gun buff. That's going to Taz on the paradox. And it's not being contested at all, Jason, this Urn. It's going to have to be contested on the drop-off. And that's largely because Gooballs have decided instead to put their time into invading the opponent's jungle.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you're invading the jungle on the side of the map that the Urn's going to. So it's technically like a win-win. You're not going to contest the initial take, no. But you're stealing away the camps that, if you're Abrahams, you would probably go for in the downtime of trying to get this turn in. But we can see that Gooballs have overcommitted players to the right-hand side. Palm's not there, and Palm's going to be a big part of their lockdown as Hoot has gone very aggressive here, looking for a loss. I believe he caught on to someone as he's backing away, and we might just see Saint run this in without anyone to stop him. Body block. There we go.
There we go, yeah. Really solid turn-in situation, not in position, Gooballs, to really do much about that. Chase coming on through. Evisceration of Sanya Sniper, courtesy of Dimov, as the rest of Abrahams are out of there. And in the meantime, pushing waves on the right side. Lots of farm left up on the map here. So we might have somewhat of a lull, Jason, at 87 to 87k. Let's take stock. Where are we right now?
It's about these picks. It's about looking for catches. I don't think you're going to push into a walker like this without information, without any man advantage. You see Overseas there just backing away. If we can quickly just head over to Obikim, I just want to check out what build he's going for when we have a second. So you see together being pulled forward, but again, it's an Abrams. He's relatively tanky, has support. Dimov is in the vicinity, and it looks like there's going to be more members of Gooballs here than Abrahams. But both teams are just so hesitant to fight. I think they realize that this is such a crucial point of the game. They don't want to give away that lead.
Yeah, it is a point in the game too where sometimes these teams will mid boss. If the positioning makes sense.
Okay, support.
It can just.
All right.
Oh, go ahead, Jason.
So I just wanted to check on the Vindicta, right? And he did max actually assassinate, but he's going for he's got the extra rapid recharge. He's got improved spirit, guardian wards. He's still like support S, but trying to get some extra souls with the assassinates. He just needs to hit them and get the kill for it to work.
Yeah, it definitely makes a lot of sense. You know, you are much more starved of souls in the support role. And as we can see, 11k became not really having much of a window to catch up easily. Lasso into the stun. It's really the worst possible thing to be against.
Got a door. Oh, I guess he could open it in time. He had a door down behind him.
Didn't make it in time. Okay, well,
But even with that kill, it's like they can't really push anything. Maybe they catch Demov here, but I believe he's in the subway underground. That'd be actually a big kill because then you get themselves 2 kills. But the teleport away, you're not going to be able to catch up to him.
oh, they spot him just at the last second. They were smelling him. They knew that he was around. But it's not out of trouble just yet. There's 4 players around Demov on the exit. He needs help really badly. The lockdown is coming, and in comes the shadow form that's going to force out a very key ultimate just to survive here. His teammates are not in a position to really fully contest this, although with the whoa, okay, we've got the combo and we have the hook, and that's going to be a very dead Oberkin, but he is the weakest player on the team. That's not necessarily a high value pick at the moment.
In the meantime, Putin's trying to push up against ABL on the left-hand side to look for a walker, so he will back away. And while Oberkin wasn't that big of a kill, killing Sonya's sniper is. As now they have a big wave to shove onto this right lane walker, and there's no one really to support this one. This should be a free take now for Gooballs. Well, I say free, but they definitely earned it.
Here we go, swap into the walker. And is there a follow-up for that one? Walker will fall. And that's going to be Abraham's. Feeling like they're getting a little bit behind now after losing that one. Down 2 walkers against 3, defending the left side at the same time. A 2v2, Empty Dreams and ABL providing some pressure there before falling back. And the urn's coming up in 40 seconds. And these urn fights have been really important. And again, you kind of give an edge to the team that has a doorman in these situations because there's so much more ways to secure it.
Yamato's missing.
Is that a question or sorry, was that a statement? It kind of sounded like a question at the end.
It's kind of like both, yeah. It's like a both. It's like
Yeah, I think so. I mean, also you have you have Bebop to hook too. You have Affliction if they group up for a turn in. Like you have a lot of ways to secure the turn in for yourself and also contest the turn in for sure. Glass Cannon picked up for Hoot. Okay, so he is actually transitioning to more of a gun build here. And there's the urn. It's going to be a neutral turn in yet again. And the right buff just being left up because no one is there. Both teams want to contest this urn. They want to wanted to contest the buffs, but Abrahams do get it. And Taski's looking for a swap.
oh, this is the swap there. He's going to pick up the urn instead. No harm, no foul, but he's got a Yamato flying very quickly behind him. And okay, this is getting pretty crazy. Right now, going into the underground, this fight, really big damage off of the power slash. A huge fight for Demov, where it's in ideal conditions, and it's a wipeout. They've dragged them underground, and they've just mugged them for everything they're worth here as they chase down the remainder of the team. It's looking quite desperate right now for Abrahams. 3 players already down. Pom is the only casualty on the other side, and the chase down comes through from Sanya's sniper. Maybe he can find somebody weak, and he will burn down Overseas. As he is looking kind of nice with it, 22k, but still, it's going to be a win for Gooballs.
And their base guardians, OC's has been here. He's been farming away at 25,000. He's going to get those for free and get another flex slot unlocked. And Abrahams are left in the dust of trying to decide what can we do. And they can't really push this walker. Really good engagement, good timing as well to Gooballs to come in from the underground. If Sanya's sniper was there, maybe there's a world that they could have contested this one. But the teleport was just a little bit too late, and they're trying to get a walker for the troubles. They at least get Empty Dreams under the walker. They need to get this kill, and OC's are rotating in from behind. Here comes Oberkin as well, boosted in from the base. This could be actually a really good turnaround if they want to just go for the fight here instead.
Yeah, huge fight. With who locked away like this, he's going to take a lot of damage from this. Oh, is there any follow-up outside? No. Jump pass straight on out. the meantime, Dimov is trying to do cleanup duty on the other players that were in the rest of the fight. Flying Strike is going to find Sanya Sniper. Really important kill to get. Can he line it up? I think that's a miss there. Power Slash not connecting, but the Crimson Blade certainly will. And it ultimately works out quite nicely. Empty Dreams is going to be up in a few seconds. Mid-boss might be on the cards here.
Picking up a rebuttal, too. Like, this late. Against the Billion Abrams, it's pretty damn good, to be fair.
This might be a bait.
Yeah, it looks like it's trying to be, but it's only overseas to be baited in. That's a kill onto him here for Abrahams, trying to stall for some time. Obi came up in 7 seconds. And look at this Abrams. He's just waiting for him to rotate in towards the shop. The mid-boss, half HP already. Abrahams are going to go for the contest here. And honestly, there is a world they could contest it, but the shout transformation of Dimov is going to be huge to lock this in.
There we go. Rejuve Crystal is going to be falling from the sky, and in comes the dive. Everybody on top of it. Who's going to pick these ones up? The parry's coming on through. Like, so many people getting parried right now. Taz gets one. A second Rejuve Crystal for him as well. And that's going to be now just one remaining on the side of Abrahams. Will get eliminated fairly swiftly. Great challenge coming in from both sides on this one. A much needed fight, though, for Abrahams. They take down Dimov. A very important kill there. And this is a huge win for Abrahams.
I honestly thought Dimov was just going to straight parry the entire time, buy and rebuttal right before they go for mid-boss. You spam parry. No one can hit it unless you do the forbidden tech that we've seen people talk about. But they get 2 of the crystals and they get 4 kills. Like, that could not have worked out any better for Abrahams. They're not really able to sport a massive lead off the back of this, but if they can get these walkers down, then that would be a huge start for them to get themselves back in the game, and more importantly, get control of the game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's been looking, I feel like it was looking like Gooballs were already running the show for quite a long time up until this point.
Oh my God,
such a massive challenge.
He's really transitioned. Active reload, hollow point, fortitude, lucky shot, glass cannon, even some bullet lifesteal. He's gone towards the full gun build eventually. It took him some time to get there, but 32,000. I think he might be able to kill OCs. I think there's definitely a chance if he has the accuracy.
Yeah, his damage output is actually unbelievably strong now.
I just don't know how many stacks he has on glass cannon.
I mean, you know, when we see who picking up Holiday, like prioritizing Holiday so heavily, I guess, you know, you're not going to be disappointed with what you see. And actually, who looking like the strongest player on the entire team, actually.
For sure. And I think you're seeing in some of these fights too that the only like crappy part for him is that his lasso is so good and he can't shoot while he's lassoing. It's just such a good initiate for them. But then again, you have Tass, so you can always depend on him, or you can lasso someone into a tether and then you can turn around and go for the kill. And ideally, if they can catch OCs, I feel like you almost just like win the fight. Or if you can maybe catch Empty Dreams before he gets off an affliction somehow, which is going to be very damn difficult.
Bridge buffs and the urn spawns. A team fight is brewing, positioning for both sides on their respective rooftops. Now the door's coming on through as well to give the edge, and that's the urn stolen thanks to the doors by Dimov. Now OCs has control of the left side of the map right now, but the question is, what challenge awaits Gooballs on the turn-in?
Okay, apparently that forbidden tech did get patched. I didn't catch that. But chat, thank you so much for letting me know. Spirit resilience. Warp stone debuff remover. Improved duration. QSR, a little bit different than what we've seen out of some Olin Krills of late. Just really focused on duration extender. And oh my god, Obi Kim is taking a ton of damage here. He's going to fall. No chance to escape from Dimov here. But then again, he wasn't much of a threat, to be fair, at 19,000 souls. It's about what can Hoot do. And Sonic Sniper's not here, so honestly, this is the perfect time for Gooballs to force a fight.
Yeah, looking really good right now. Dimov looking for his fight. Don't want to go through that small choke point. They found an isolated fight in Saint. So they're picking them off one by one. It's a 6 versus 4 right now. Sad for them that the mid-boss is not up and available, but they should be able to roll this into at least one walker, potentially. They are cleaning up some of the map at the moment.
The Space Guardians might fall to this next wave unless someone gets there. I think ABL will be able to. OC's now trying to put out the damage. 34,000 souls gets swapped back in. He's not silenced though. He does stone form away from the charge. Seismic impact gets interrupted. And he's created the distance he needed to get away from the rest of Abraham. So we're trying to catch him.
So stabilizing there is Gooballs. Again, looking at these two walkers. So just cleaning up the map, actually, like prioritizing using those 2 kills instead of sieging the walkers to try and get as much souls as possible by taking neutrals and then buying up so that they can really ensure that they're going to be at, fighting strength, as well as having all the waves pushed on the map as well. And mid-boss is coming up in 2 minutes, so there is this window where you can take a team fight, and if it goes badly, you're not going to get punished to the max.
Gooballs look like they're trying to catch someone. It might be Saint. It might be Obikim. Tom's leading the charge with his warp stone and his combo. You can hear it already going off, and they see everyone here. This might be 2 kills, actually. No chance for Obikim to escape. Neither for Saint. And Hoot just left there like, well, I just got to back away. I got to try. Oh, he gets hooked in. He counterspells the knockout.
Counterspelled? Oh, wow. Okay, so they're looking to send it in here. They can also take down the mid walker at the same time, Jason. So it is looking like this could be the shrines. You've got 3 deaths, 40 seconds to work with before players are up here for Abrahams. With the full force of Gooballs, more or less, in there, minus ABL. They are going to be able to do some serious damage here. But again, mid-boss up in a minute and a half, worth thinking about.
I was surprised to not see them stick around for the Phase 1 Patreon, actually. Considering they had a 5-on-3 and a very long time on respawns.
Yeah, and there's not too much farm on the map either, so there's not a lot to be done. And Urn is not spawning, so there's not much else to do.
These waves keep crashing on their base guardians. All that damage is being done just for minions alone. Let's use the warp stone again and the charge for together. No seismic impact up and no life remaining either. This might be the go time for them. I don't know. They lost ABL. And I think mid-boss definitely should be the play for them. And again, like their base guard on the left lane. Like look how low their base guardians are on the left and right lane. All from just minions. And it's gonna fall. They get a free flex slot for that.
Yeah, it's a very interesting moment right now because I agree. Maybe they could have done more damage in the base. They decided to play it slower. But they do get some farm on the map. And the main thing, though, now is that mid-boss is coming. Mid-boss is going to be a really, really, really important game-winning moment for Gooballs. So they don't want to mess it up. And they have such a great tool at this stage of the game. It feels like having Bebop this late in the game with Hook on like the 7-second cooldown or whatever it is so insanely strong when you're in a spot like this looking for just that 1 kill.
They're immediately going to go for it. I don't know how easily you can contest this. You have Combusted Combustion. You have Lasso, but you want Hoot to be shooting. If he can get a lot of chip damage in here right now, it's to be huge. You can already see Demov taking a big chunk from Hoot. The mid-boss is going to fall in just a few seconds. And the poke, it's doing decent work. Now they have to go for the contest here without together.
Yeah, everyone diving in on top of it, and the parries are coming. The parries are coming, and it's multiple rejuice there. All 3 from Demov, I think. Gooballs securing every last crystal. Exactly what they were looking for. There's the pick onto Obikim to just finish it off. It's not quite the full team wipe, but it might as well be. Because with 3 crystals, and they have the Urn up to if they really want to go for it. But I don't think they even need to at this point. They can send it into the base. They already have their creeps sieging the walker on the left side. So this is the perfect setup for Gooballs right now.
Oh, together, he's gone towards the right lane. Is he really trying to catch out overseas to take away one of these rejuice? The counter spill come through to stop the charge, though. And together, I guess he's just trying to counter push, trying to cause some pressure onto them, keeping 2 players back and towards their base. But he's been caught off guard towards the walker. He might be locked down. No combo up just yet, as OC's just decimating the base of Abrahams. And I see no reason for them to not stick around and finish this game.
Yep, Hoot, just hear that revolver is so scary in the distance, sounding off, but doesn't matter if it sounds scary because the patron is getting sieged right now and it is dying so incredibly quickly. Hoot's just having fun else around the map, and that's going to be the dub. They're coming through for Gooballs.
So we're going to a game 3 is what I'm hearing here. Gooballs bouncing back or rolling in to a 3rd and final match of the series. I think you can see Abrahams kind of gave it up towards the end there with together pushing the right-hand side and Hoot trying to defend the left lane walker. But, credit to Gooballs. OCs was able to bounce back from the last game as they secured the IV in top 3 for him. And they looked much better here in match 2.
Excellent stuff, gentlemen. Just as we predicted, we're going to a game 3. DDK, how do you feel about these Gooballs? They find their way?
Yeah, they found their way. They bounced on through. They managed to win the situations that they needed to win the most. And after they had such a horrible start for key players like OCs, they proved that they got a lot more than just OCs.
Well, speaking of the Ivy, people were noting in the chat that they were looking quite fat at the end. Was that always the case, Kaplan? Where did you start to see the favor turn towards the Gooballs?
You know, I don't know the time around where it happened. Because I was definitely giving credit to Abrahams of dealing with OCs, not allowing him to free farm nearly as much as he's done in prior series. But there was definitely a point hit where he was able to just like solo hold right lane, solo push left lane. He got the base gardens on the right lane for free. And I think that's when Abrahams maybe let things slip and allowed him to get just completely out of control.
I can't see anything that's happening, so you guys are going to have to talk through this, Dan.
Yeah, totally. I think it was very interesting to see just the fact that firstly that Dimov is playing the Yamato instead of ABL. I think that's a very interesting sign for the team that not only is ABL able to play that role as well as he did, but that, you know, it gives a lot more versatility to the whole roster, because then Empty Dreams gets to play the pocket. They're so iconic on, and I think Empty Dreams, I think we've got to give credit to him too, because and overseas, and I kind of called out at the beginning of the game, they were two really critical players because they had the most winning lane. Obviously, it's a really strong laning combo, but Empty Dreams was able to keep his farm up in the early portions of the game when Gooballs only won one of the two lanes. So we can't forget that. So they were kind of behind early on.
Is Vindicta a support character? Can she be played as a support?
Yeah, of course. Just go for Tether, go for Crows for the Shred. I don't think he ended up going like Rescue Beam or something, because, I mean, it would have been actually really nice to have to be able to pull someone back from being Bebop hooked in, but Obikim really struggled for income, I think, for majority of the game. I actually want to take a look at the items he had. Yes, so he had some barriers. He had a little bit of damage, counterspell. He didn't really have like much to support with, to be honest, actually. And team bonus. I mean, 16% of his souls came from him being the lowest souls on the team, because of the extra souls you get over time being the lowest one.
Yeah, that definitely says a lot. And Obikim was picked as like the first pick in a lot of fights, which makes sense. Vindicta is the most, or might be the most immobile hero in the game. Very, very hard to get away if you get caught. So it does make sense. There's a lot of pick on Gooballs and a lot of mobility. So it's a very tough game for Obikim. But I mean, look at the situation there with Empty Dreams. 32k, obviously you expect that from a pocket. And the earn play, I think that's got to be called out here too, because a lot of this game, I think, was turned for Gooballs on how they were able to secure urns and do so without giving up big team fights. They were able to use the doorways to, you know, take like steal an urn away and then create fights that were more to their favor across the map.
It is the final Intel sponsored episode of the Night Shift. It's Fright Night, baby, and we are going to a game 3. It gets weirder over here. Stay tuned. See what DDK is wearing after this show.
Where did your holes go?
I hope you're feeling as sticky as DDK. It's Halloween, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I'm falling apart at the top, but Lash looks great in the middle. Let's just turn our attention there. Lash, it's the Halloween episode. You forced all of us to do costumes just so you could grow a mustache. Are you proud of yourself?
Very proud. I'm actually surprised you guys didn't know that ahead of time.
Oh, we knew.
Kind of obvious.
Yeah,
to be fair, it wasn't just for you guys.
Very supportive.
It was also
good.
for my wife. I had to tell her, like, baby, I gotta grow it out for the show. Like, I gotta do it for the show. And she's like, come on, I'm gonna divorce him. Like, but baby, for the show. And I don't know why I'm wearing this. It's just it's not even real anymore, to be honest. She left.
You just stay like this, Jason.
Yeah, this is definitely an upgrade over what we did have.
I'll love going to the gym like this. It'll be great.
DDK, can we talk a little bit about your mask and why haven't you put it back on? Can we get it on for all the new Deathy viewers that just got dropped off over on twitch.tv/Deadlock Night Shift?
Wait,
that is
headphones.
now over 1,356 subscribers.
Just try to put it on the right way pocket. You know, it's very difficult.
Yeah, Kaplan's like, make sure you show me your holes. He's always focused on making sure you can breathe. He's a safety guy. He is kind of like our fire marshal here at Project Night Shift. Nice. Yes, the nose hole is really what sells your viscous over mine. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like DDK's viscous, say sticky icky, if you like my Viscous, say keep on rolling in the chat. We got to keep this show rolling because the game 3 is ready. The players are ready. The draft, the bans, here they come. What do you get rid of first, Mr. Lash? Let's take it serious, guys. Serious show.
Oh, Mr. Lash, sorry. I was just lost in Dan's face here. I think you want to leave Kelvin open so you can potentially take him. Maybe you ban it. The thing is, you want Kelvin or you want Shiv? Because they ended up banning it first last time, considering Gooballs would have first pick. So they go to the Yamato, so you don't have ABL or Demov to play. Gooballs, you're spawn with Kelvin. So Abrahams is going to pick Shiv, and then Gooballs is going to pick Infernus Ivy. That's the first 3 picks.
If you
I think you nailed it.
And that face on the right was the first thing you saw. What's the reaction? What do you do? Like, he has a hand on each one of your shoulders and you just woke up in bed. What do you do, chat?
I'm wondering how he got so far away from repairing the thermal drill. Like, that's all I'm thinking. He's about to do a heist.
I would think I'm still dreaming because actually, no, I shouldn't say what I was going to say.
Okay, yep.
I'm gonna stop.
Whoa. Kelvin's been left open, gents.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's what I saw.
They banned Paradox. Can't believe they've done this.
Cowboy comes to play.
You give Shiv.
Oh, you need a monster hunter, huh?
Okay. They didn't want Kelvin.
Were they trying to get him to pick Holiday or something? Like, what's going on? Why would you ban Paradox?
Because they didn't want to ban Kelvin, so they would force either Shiv or Kelvin pick for Abrahams, and then Gooballs could get the other one.
Man. It's a hard choice.
Valuing a Shiv over a Kelvin is kind of crazy, to be fair.
Fuck it, I'm gonna need you to do something about your teeth. That's pretty creepy, man.
Just viscousy.
What's up, buddy? Oh yeah, you didn't know, by the way, Puckett. This isn't just a shaved side. I actually have, so I kept the back. It's a little mohawk.
Show it.
Or a little mullet, sorry. I'm scared to turn my head around because you might see a
Don't
bald
be
spot.
scared. Don't be scared. We accept you.
Ah,
Guys,
nice.
does that look great? You are ready for the German disco, my friend.
Oh yeah.
Discoteca.
Oh, bring your oil.
Ja.
Ich hatte gerne eine Diskotheke.
Fraulein.
Do they call it that? I don't know.
Clearly, I speak.
That is embarrassing,
German.
Jason.
These teeth. We got Doorman locked in. We got a Shiv. We got
You got answers, by the way, Puckett. I see Sticky Icky. I see Sticky Icky, Sticky Icky, Sticky Icky, Sticky Icky. Keep on rolling. Sticky Icky. Keep it sticky. Sticky Ifky.
Yep.
Sticky Icky. Keep on rolling into chat.
Helping
Holy
people,
balls.
that's what I do.
Keep on sticky. It's
on
a tie.
sticky.
It's a tie.
I like the hybrids, Dan, but I think you really nailed it. Like, why have a mouth hole for your teeth when you could really just shove a nose, just a big tip of the nose right through? It's
That's what I mean, right?
It's
That's
so
what I mean.
phallic. Oh,
I feel like you have to go, Mina, because you know it's going to be banned out.
Okay. What are we banning now? I mean, this is really interesting because they don't get to play. So ABL, wait. Oh, they banned
Ban
Yamato. What is
Holiday?
ABL playing? Is he going to be on a Calico again?
Well, if you ban Holiday, Abrahams kind of needs to ban Bebop. Otherwise, Gooballs can get Bebop, and then you have no pick hero.
I'm sad.
here comes the viscous. Oh, he's gone.
Yep.
Out of here.
It's that viscous ban. That makes sense. Fuck, it's like I've had enough of this.
Get off the stream. Welcome back, dog. Lick those earrings. You know you want to.
Okay, where you going? Get your butt up here.
Do not
This
shop.
is a mess, isn't it?
But I need to
We don't have to shut, so
Victor
don't worry.
ban.
Come on. Up. Don't make me look stupid on stream. Good job.
Never do. You never do.
You look like Lash on stream. It's impossible for you to look stupid.
Guys,
Well, not next to you.
it's been 12 weeks now. Do we vote to speed up the draft
no
yet?
more hiding.
Are you guys still having fun? Like, I know like at the
I
start of
think-
the show, you're like, drafts are interesting. Other MOBAs really like to take a minute per character to break down the hypothetical situation that could or could not play out. As an ADHD kid, I'm like, you know the answers. Let's go to the back of the book, fill in all the blanks, and then get to the next chapter.
I think we
I
actually
like-
do it longer.
This is the day.
I like the draft. It could be shorter, but I think it's like I think it could be a little bit shorter. I do like
Chat,
the
you
draft.
guys teach me. I need to know why this part of the game is so important.
This is like a build order in StarCraft. It's like you gotta get it right.
Okay, this is
Otherwise, you
like-
just auto lose.
No, let's do it in terms he understands. This is like
I understand build orders.
the banning maps in
Diamond
COD
Protoss.
and CDL, right? You got to like
Yeah.
figure out what maps you want to play, and I think this is
Yeah.
like, you know,
But
how
we
quick-
do that
how quick
kind of
does that go?
fast. Like, why does this fucking take
Well,
3 minutes?
You controller players are built different, all right? You know, we need time.
No, I've seen other games. I've seen other titles with bans. I just never really understood why it took so long to make a decision. You know you're going to play this team. You're like a head coach in football. You got to have your game plan coming in. You got to have a few audibles up your sleeves, ladies and gentlemen. Let's speed this duck up as we get a bebop in here. Player number 11 to participate in this final game fight for the Gooballs is...
I don't have sleeves, Bucket.
I've made my fortune. Now it's time.
Viper,
Okay.
Viper gets
They've
back
done
in.
it
I'm mind
again.
blown. I'm mind
Going
blown.
back.
This is not trolling.
This
There is
this feels
one
like a better Viper
special
game.
viewer who is so excited in the chat right now. Shout out to you.
So should we theorize about the question that was proposed to us about Viper?
What was that, Jason? You gotta refresh my memory.
That, you know, if you thought about it, could technically Gun Viper still be viable right now? And I don't really know. I think it's tough to think about, since
I thought it was
really
an
play
automatic
close
yes when you first asked the question.
Yeah, fucking thought that was going somewhere else. You got to be on the stream tonight. If you guys just tuned in, you will not know the in jokes here. But wait. So Jason, you think it's going to be a Gun Viper build? Is that what you're saying?
No. I just wanted to mess with you guys.
Okay, good, because that would be ridiculous. But I think this is a much better Viper game. We'll have to see if it actually pays off. But I think
Is it?
I think the wait, what's that, Jason?
Is it? I'm curious why you said that. I want to hear your argument for that.
Well, I think you got a lot of squishies that you can chase down like quite easily, and there's not as much. Actually, you know what? There's enough lockdown, because that's really the issue for Viper is lockdown. Actually, you got lasso, you got combo, you got stake, you got doorman. So you know what? I take it all back. This is a horrible game for Viper, and I don't know why they've done this again.
I just
And
wanted
if you
to
guys
hear
missed
your
it,
thoughts about it.
they did the Viper last pick on the first map as well.
Yep.
It actually didn't look bad in the game, but they still lost that map.
Thank God that part of the show's over. We got a game 3 loading up, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Abrahams. It's the Gooballs. Lock in. One of these teams is walking away with $1,000 and a smaller risk of breaking up next week.
True. All right, Jason. Who's going to win this one? I feel like the Viper pick is interesting. It's kind of awesome because you're bringing Viper into your finals not once but twice. So there's got to be something to it, right?
Yeah, there has to be. I mean, she can be very slippery. You like if you play around her slide, it's also like very hard to chase her down. But I'm thinking more towards like gun build in that case, like with burst fires, so you can just like kind of slide backwards if you know the map well enough, and then get the extra speed to dodge away. Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm not like fully sold on the Viper, to be honest, yet. I don't know if she hasn't been figured out with the new spirit builds, or if she's just not vile competitively like Drifter. I know if you guys watch Zera, he's been doing like 100 Drifter games, and every time I tune into his stream, I think he's like maybe 70 in now. He's just like complaining about how garbage Drifter is. And maybe Viper's in a similar boat, but I don't know. We haven't really seen it used too much competitively to really give it like the proper look-see-loo if it's something that's viable.
Yeah, I think pro teams are getting much better at finding the synergies, and Viper's early laning is pretty nasty right now with the screw jab, dagger ends. You know, if you've got something good to combine it with, and you've got a bebop here, so that's really nice, obviously, because bebop with the hook is going to be able to pull people close range, which is where Viper's going to do most of the damage. With that said, though, Doorman and Holiday is insane damage output. It really is insane. I don't think they're winning this lane against Doorman and Holiday, Jason.
Yeah, it can be very, very painful. You see extra regen being picked up as well, realizing that it's going to be a pain to deal with this one. I think if you're Viper as well, you can't really push into this combo, because if you get knocked up by a barrel, you're kind of screwed. Like a knock up into a cart, or even the other way around, you're probably going to die because of how squishy you are. So it's a very tough lane for you to be aggressive in. If anything, you wait for a hook and you try to get as much damage as possible. And then there's a legitimate chance you could get a kill with the Envenom you have. especially if you can knock him into the Guardian.
Totally. And it is interesting too, because not only do you have the potential, like there's a huge amount of chunky damage that can be done between Hoots and Taz on the holiday. The core bell as well, like, makes it easier to connect shots, and also the doors also make it easier to connect shots. So it just feels like it's a lot harder for Viper, being as squishy as she is, to be able to actually just survive anything on this lane. So last map, if you guys missed it, we actually did get a lane swap up. I think it was Abrahams that swapped up the lane.
Yep.
Early game.
It was with Obicam on Vindicta, and he sent his Abrams over to middle, and then they sent Tass on Paradox over to play with Obicam on the right lane.
And also to kind of catch you guys up, if you did miss the first map as well, where Abrahams won, it was a map where Together started out in Shiv, and he got really ahead very, very quickly. He had an amazing Shiv game. So, you know, Shiv has been... The Shiv stocks continue to rise, actually. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and it's so funny because I remember, like, NA didn't value... EU didn't value Shiv at all, I think, and then it was NA that did, and then EU finally caught back on to Shiv. Then he got hit with some nerfs, like with the Rage nerfs, right? You used to be able to get it from just hitting creeps and hitting camps, and that no longer works. You have to hit enemies now. And then everyone stopped playing him. And then he started being playing again, and they I guess course corrected over committing to, like, how bad the nerfs actually were for him, which wasn't too bad altogether. But I mean, Together, to be fair, has always been one of the players who plays Shiv, even before and after the nerfs. Oh my god, he parries Demon?
Oh! Got parried back. Yeah, that's nasty damage, though. That's going to send Demon off the lane back to base. You never really want to have to go back to Fountain. Feels like way better to just buy healing right and stay on the lane.
So Overseas knocks back his wave to make sure they don't kill the opposing minions, so Demov doesn't miss the creeps, but also the lane inherently shoves that way, which then puts Hoot and Tass in a position to be hooked.
That has been banned, by the way.
Well,
No. So I clarified in DM to players on there. It's the glitch specifically where people will, like, glitch it so it doesn't move, and then you get like 4 creeps into nice. Because that's probably what Valve will fix. They won't fix the knocking stuff back. So knocking stuff back is okay, is where we settled on. But I made sure they handle in DMs because I realized, like, half the people read the captain's channels. So we shifted it up a little bit.
Thank you for the official ruling, ZP. If you have any more questions, head on over to our Twitter at DL Night Shift. You can also find our business email there where you could get involved on the Night Shift crew. Not really. We don't have enough space to hire you on the team, but if you want to sponsor us, we'd love to chat.
I was really hoping ZP would come in after Mitch said that with, well, actually.
Actually. ZP dropping the authoritative knowledge.
We still need one day for the Kaplaneers to face off against the ZPers. One day it'll happen.
God, what an irritating lane this is to be on. Up against the Doorman and Holiday. It just feels terrible.
Yeah.
420.
It's just important you don't get hooked. And then it's, I mean, relatively easy to take the Guardians. You can see if like 4 minutes and 30 seconds in, they're going to have this one down.
Oh, man, the output is crazy. And the other thing that's a problem here too is that it just allows, you know, the Holiday player to hit that tempo or get that tempo started sooner into the game where we start to see the roaming, which is very dangerous. And start to, you know, it kind of can snowball into now, you know, being able to take other Guardians down much more quickly. And the problem with that too is that when the Sinners come about at the 8-minute mark, then, you know, the team that has the enemy Guardians dealt with has much more map control to be able to start like pressuring opponent or stealing even opponents' Sinners without as much risk.
Yeah, that's a very good point actually, as we talk about some of the minor changes teams are making to min-max as much as possible. ABL uses the Affliction just to buy some space to keep his opponents away. And Hoot's being left to farm up in the mid lane. Task gets a lasso onto Mr. Bebop himself. Overseas. Well, it doesn't matter. Palm's going to die to Obikim, who gets the snipe. He's got Heal Bane picked up as well to help alleviate the amount of healing that a Kelvin can do. And actually, Overseas is still alive. You're being chased down by Hoot.
He's going for it. The card comes on through. Did the card actually connect, or was it just out of range? I'm not sure. but it doesn't matter.
Connected.
Chases it down. And really nice, you caught the snipe there for Oberkim. Extra 250 souls for that assassinate, which is, I mean, as we saw, like, Oberkim was very poor in the previous map. So, see if he can get off to a better situation in this game on the Vindicta. Oh my, it's so annoying. The fact that Pom is on Kelvin, we haven't really made too much of a mention of it. Oh, it's such a dangerous combo, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's... I mean, lethal Venom is just really frustrating. But we can see, I mean, with mid lane losing their Guardian, they actually sent Overseas and Demov here to the left-hand side to look for a Guardian themselves instead of pushing out towards the middle. But Obikim's going to rotate back to the left lane to help defend this. Hoot even rotated from behind. In the meantime, Abrahams has taken the right lane Guardian, so getting a very strong lead here in terms of control around the map. And Overseas might go down. This tether perfectly landing. And, oh no, the Frozen Shelter doesn't catch Overseas, and Obikim snipes him out of the air.
Yeah, another huge pick coming from Obikim. This is also a little bit dangerous. Oh, very, very dangerous, in fact. Finishing blow from Together, and that Guardian's going to take some damage too. And there are some reinforcements coming, but it doesn't look like it's going to be able to do too much to at least trade those kills. And I meant... Oh, go ahead.
No, just interesting build so far in leveling. The Screwjob Dagger isn't leveled for Demov here, which I think it means his ultimate, Petrifying Bola, is on level 2 now. So he's really going for, I think, the AoE control. I don't remember what the level 2 actually gives you. That's something I need to look up. But at max level, it gives you like the AoE stun.
Gives you Riz. Aura.
Of course. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah. And it is interesting because, you know, as rough as it might be with Viper, or at least... You know, again, we don't fully know what to expect, I think, from Viper. We didn't really get to see it properly in the first map. They do have Kelvin. Like, we can't forget that they have Kelvin. And we didn't bring into account the fact that Kelvin has, like, doesn't lose. Like, if people get to pick Kelvin, they don't lose at this level. So, we'll see if that stays true in this game.
Also interesting that we do have ABL in the pocket instead of Empty Dreams, who's playing the Infernus.
Yeah.
And something pointed out in chat, which I need to see when we get back to ABL. He went QSR.
Oh.
On pocket.
On pocket.
Apparently. Oh, that's a dead. I should have been a dead task. We didn't have lethal venom, it seemed.
Well, Empty Dreams is looking to farm up, looking to buy the guys in. We've got Hyper Beam pulled out there. Oberkim is going to get absolutely beams, literally, I suppose, hyper beamed. And we obviously are in the territory of Sinners spawning, or having spawned at the 8-minute mark, and the urns are coming up soon as well. Pretty even overall on the souls, more or less, but in terms of the overall map control, and where are we right now? Looks like it's an advantage, Abrahams. They still have that mid guardian up, fully healthy, full health. I can't figure out how to say that, Jason.
It's the viscous costume.
I know, it's damaging my brain.
I got baited by chat. There's no QSR. It's Majestically Cold Front.
Okay, I was gonna say that would be ridiculous.
If he was going Glock it, I could understand, but yeah, no. That's also the crazy thing with ABL and Empty Dreams is that they're, I mean, back on the 1-win days, they were both very, very good on pocket.
Yep.
So you always have that double threat, and then the thing is, like, the advantage of having like two really good pocket players, that if you pick pocket, it's not like one person has to then play that one hero. Like, you think of Buff Enjoyers back in the day with Michaelis, if they pick Paradox, well, guess what? You can't get Michaelis's pocket because he has to play the Paradox. So someone else needs to play the pocket that's not as good as him.
Yep. So, oh, dodging the assassinate by a hair or two. Oh, you can see the laser scope there. We'll catch him in the end. Oberkim's gotten at least 3 assassinates right now. You can see he's got 9k souls. So for the support, Vindicta is actually in a pretty good spot in terms of the souls. But speaking of being in a good spot, we are looking at OCs right now.
A large belly, the father Jason Kaplan smiling at her bedside as she has contractions.
Don't snakes have
A
play
haiku
eggs?
by Viper Pregnancy Enjoyer.
Oh my god. Can I get that printed and put into a frame that I can put on my wall? Poetry.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping you except maybe your wife.
Is there a world where we get this person or snake, whatever they identify as, to sponsor one show, and then we have to do call outs for this person of whatever they want? Oh wow, great urn turn in.
Yeah, that's the luxury of having the doorman. So that I feel like that was a decisive advantage in the previous map, was having ABL on the doorman for Gooballs, but now, you know, shoes on the other foot or something.
If Viper was to wear pants, I'm trying to think, how would it go?
MC Hammer style.
I could dig it. Well, we did have the urn turned in for Gooballs. I was trying to go somewhere with it, thinking of like, you know, if a horse wore pants or like a dog wears pants, where do the pants actually go?
Just put it on and just like make that a prompt on Grok or ChatGPT.
Well, it's just
find out.
The snake's just like a tube, right? Like, so it just goes on the lower part, I guess. So it's really not as crazy. I thought it would be in my first thought.
Like a toilet roll tube, a bunch of those put together.
Well, Viper gank on the right hand side as we do have a combo go in onto OC's trying to take him down. Frozen Shelter used to keep him alive. It doesn't catch any of the opponents, but at least keeps the Mina alive here for the fight.
Yeah, looking to chase a little bit. Still looking to pursue this one. Pretty careful because reinforcements is coming. Inclusive of together on that Shiv. Actually, though, looks like Shiv has found a different fight in mid. In the meantime, it still looks pretty good here for Gooballs on this right lane. But be cautious though, you have a lot of squishies, so the fight can turn pretty quickly. Now, looks like Abraham's gathering up together. Nice catch coming on through. A combination of the snipe and together in for that frag, and that's exactly what we're talking about. A bunch of players that are pretty low on HP. Able to get cleaned up, and this might turn into a Walker. This Walker's half HP. This is problematic. There is not enough to really stop this, potentially. There is a Bebop coming in the back. Overseas does have Hyper Beam, so he can zone them away with that, but his positioning needs to change. He's going to go high up, and looks like Abrahams will try to find their way around this.
Nice. Good use of the fly away to stay alive. Also keeps his teammate up too with Saint. And I think it's what's so funny is it seems like they're just pushing OC's lanes. He tries the right side to farm up. They push the right side, so he doesn't have the ability to free farm. He goes middle. They start to then group up middle to push him back. I think maybe that's one of the answers they're trying to go with to limit his farm. So he's only at 14k. I mean, only he's leading the lobby at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's a great call out. It does feel like he's getting way more pressure than he did over the weekend. He's still doing a great job staying on top of things, but it is definitely a harder game. Okay, so that's a huge gathering from Abrahams.
Is Demo maxing? Yeah, he maxes Slither. So if I remember correctly, Slither max rank gives you the extra resist while you're sliding.
Yeah.
So he makes you a little bit more tanky. And he also has active reload. So without leveling his Screwjob Dagger, I believe he's actually going to be heading towards a gun build with the Viper.
Okay, that's going to be really interesting to see. If there was more lockdown, I would believe in it more. But they didn't really have lockdown per se. You know, Kelvin Dome I don't really count. I suppose, you know, the Ice Beam a little bit, but not true lockdown, not true CC. And the Bebop, I mean, Bebop hook is kind of it. That's not really CC, but anyway.
Gets knocked back into the wall. Frozen Shelter coming in to save Empty Dreams, gets sent into the Baroness Hotel, which means Hoot is locked inside of the Frozen Shelter. And actually, I think they're going to get a kill from this. Like, the healing comes in and helps them out, but they get enough damage in that they can kill him off. And potentially another one over onto ABL. Or sorry, that was a Demov. I think he got rescue beamed back.
Oh, are we doing mid, boss? They're at least going to force the bait here and get us to scream. And is there anything in the way of tools here? No. One of the reasons they're lucky going for this is no Frozen Shelter, no Affliction, no tools here for Gooballs. They just have to throw their bodies on top of this if they want to challenge it. And they're committing, Jason.
They have Nox Nostra, though. You can see it going. Oh, no, I think it went too early. At least forces them away from the region of Crystal. Majestic Leap in, gets stuck on the pipe. He can't get on top of this to stun anyone, to parry. And there's the stomp from the Ivy Sink. Gets the first one as parries are coming off left and right. And eventually we see Gooballs get one out of the two, but they get the kills. They clean out all the crystals out of Abrahams, and Gooballs massively coming in with a huge fight.
How on earth did they pull that one off? This looks so clean as well. And they might get even more kills as they try to... Oh, the hook just barely misses. But still, enough players maybe to try to do this. Look at the movement in the air there. The escape coming on through from Hoot. Not Hoot, sorry, from Taz. It was Holiday the last map. But actually looks like he's going to get away. How on earth did they win that fight so cleanly?
Chat helped me out here. So actually you get a shield whenever you start sliding as Viper instead of getting the resist. So thank you for that, chat. It's been a while since I played Viper. It's good to know that that was one of the changes. But how did they win that fight? Honestly, I don't know. They forced him back, and then I think all the parries with an affliction on top of everyone group trying to go for the actual.
They didn't have affliction.
You didn't have affliction.
No, they didn't have any ults.
Cooldown. Oh yeah, they had Nox Nostra. That was it. But it was used super early into the fight. That's a good point. Yeah, I don't know how they win that fight actually.
That's why I was so shocked because they basically just had to go in dry, and they seemed to win so cleanly. Then I'm like, okay, well, you had no ults to do that with. So I don't know, how did you do that? Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it's so hard to tell sometimes in Deadlock when everything's flying in the mid boss pit. Okay, here we go.
Oh, he did have affliction.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah, he had a 5-man affliction.
Okay, well there we go. That makes more sense then. The 5-man affliction. That's how you do it. Oh my god. ABL deleting them with that affliction. Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty big, honestly. They don't win that fight unless he hits that affliction. Big win out of production for sure. And big win out of Gooballs here. They do hit the souls pretty much together at 90k, but the problem is Abrahams are able to get a kill on the right side onto Palm once again, who's only at he's at 10,000 souls. He's got that Obi Kim budget from last game.
Yeah. It's not going to matter though, if they're able to still make it work anyways. Oh, able to...
Oh, the bleed?
Yeah, the serrated knives. They are nasty. The killing blow.
Let's take out Mina.
I always find it interesting to look at like Shiv builds. Together, he maxed serrated blades, and then he has level 2 on his dash. And I believe his ultimate, I want to say is level 2 now. But I really want to like talk to like a Shiv main of why you would want to max your dash over maxing your killing blow. Because I feel like when you don't really get these like single fight. Oh, that's a big sack. These single fights out of Shiv. Like there's always room for killing blow to reset and to turn into more kills, but they don't really go for that so early, and I wonder why.
Well, I think it's partially due to when you get slice and dice max on rage, you can just pop it in the middle of the fights. Does it have to be level 3 for that?
Yeah, it has to be level 3. So, and I don't think you max slice and dice before you max killing blow. Or at least I would assume you wouldn't.
No, not on some of the builds I've been looking at recently. Usually killing blow tends to be last from.
Oh, hello. You got this, Dad?
Okay. Well, good defense coming on through from Gooballs, managing to send back Abrahams there. Obviously, that affliction really, really annoying to deal with. It's such an important ult. Oh, look at the IV action coming on through from Sanya Sniper being quite a presence on this left lane. So he has to, it's kind of this 1v1 between Sanya Sniper and OCs. Oh my god, OC's actually getting chunked by that. Could Z-bomb a bit. They're kind of pushing against each other there, so it's almost a 1v1. And in the meantime, pressure in the mid lane, pressure on the right lane from Gooballs. So they've got this macro under control. They got more map control overall, Jason. They can kind of like pick and choose how where they put the most pressure and then what their opponents are forced to react to.
Right now, for me, it's about are you going to position for these buffs and you can position for the urn. It's going to spawn on the left-hand side. And again, the Bebop's always so threatening when you go for the pickup or the turn-in. And ABL waiting for his affliction to come back up, also trying to bait in potentially task for a fight on that right side. But that Walker's very low, so Gooballs, if you're going to go over towards his left side to contest urn, you don't necessarily need to take it. Just allow ABL to push. He's going to have a Walker for free. I don't think task can really fight him, even though he does have 3k more souls.
Yeah, I do agree with you. Okay, well, the urn is certainly going to be won by Abrahams. And okay, it will be together to pick that one up. So far, the right lane is under control by Gooballs, so it's going to be a fight for this one, you'd assume. And I wonder, are we trying to find a pick here on the players making their way across? Because we've got 4 players right now from Gooballs that are not on the right side of the map, and they might not be able to stop this. Affliction's up, though, and Dome is up as well.
Well, they're going to teleport over. think they're hoping that there's a delay. So just run it in for the turn in. And with the door, it's going to go directly into a dunk. First time Abrahams has been able to use that against Gooballs, where we saw it used in the last game. And a combo is also hit onto Empty Dreams. Petrifying Bullet comes in to stop out Mo. Shut down Saint for now. And it looks like Empty Dreams will survive, but they're still taken here for Abrahams, and they have a nice 7k lead.
Yeah, it's using the rooftops here to their advantage, so they don't have to... They can kind of skirmish, but not commit to a fight. So, unfortunately for Gooballs, I think you're right. You know, they're looking for a catch. Didn't expect maybe the insta turn in, and they get to the fight a little bit too late. So that ends up being a win for Abrahams, but it is a marginal difference in terms of soul lead at the moment. A lot of neutrals on the left side of the map up on both sides right now. And a few minutes until that next turn is going to spawn. So we're kind of back in this stalemate where both teams are prioritizing wave shoving on all lanes to maintain as much control as possible. But no one's looking really for picks right now.
Tass is a believer, by the way. Got the glass cannon as well. He's got K-Dash. I think Petrifying Bola coming up next here for Dimov on his next boon. And honestly, that's gonna make this next mid boss very simple for them to secure. So when you go in to group up and take the crystals, you just hit the entire team with Petrifying Bola, and you're parry free. You can just go and straight get all 3 of the crystals. And then once the Petrifying Bola, disperses, guess what? You have an affliction to back it up with. So if I'm Abrahams here, I just don't go for mid boss unless these are on cooldown. This is like too risky for them. Even with a frozen shelter on top of that, there's no world in my head that Abrahams try to force a mid boss.
Yeah, that's a really great call out. They need to definitely confirm by forcing out the ults at the very least. And they can definitely do that. You know, if they can do that around an urn fight. They can do that around walker fights. There's 3 walkers up at the moment. So all they have to do is just try to force out ults.
It might just come down to a next urn take here in 2 minutes of time. And there's still a lot of jungle to farm. An early Spirit Burn I feel like picked up for OCs here. But then again, he's like, yeah, 26k. I think one problem I worry about is that Together's really tapered off in terms of farm, only at 20k. And this was very similar to the first match we had between these two teams, where he had a strong early game presence. Mid game, he kind of fell off. And then he came back late game once he had his killing blow maxed. And that's what's one of the secrets to success for them in match 1.
Yeah, it is quite reminiscent.
I see the doorman.
Things have slowed down so much. We had a 2-2-2 set up for both teams for a moment, but more of a gathering on the right side of the map now. Weakest Walker might be under attack.
Combo.
Using that high grounds to reposition. They do not want to rip these ults. No one really wants to rip their ults right now, especially not these high value mid-boss ults. They're falling off the right side Walker now.
I saw Saint coming in with Veil Walker, and I was wondering, is he going to get a Warpstone combo onto someone? I think the ideal target right now would be like Dimov, most likely, at least in that last situation, considering he's the only one that can clear you off of other people.
Let's go mid.
No way. No, you do not go mid.
They could try to bait it and then fight around it, and that looks like that's what they're going to do. This is the situation that you said they should avoid. Is this a bait? Is it real life? We'll find out momentarily. Okay, they use the door to come out and get a pick. It's genius. And it's straight onto the Kelvin dome. Oh, he pops the dome right in the middle of that fight before he goes down. And that's going to buy some time for his teammates at least. Gooballs, can they make anything of this right now? It was an amazing, amazing tactic going through the door. Sanya Sniper takes down another. Overseas is out of the fight too. Dimov, though, he's able to get Overkim. So with that kill, rolls into Who dying as well, so evening things up a little bit. Still very risky business. Bola finally comes into play. Gooballs trying to get the better of this basement fight, but it is getting a bit away from them right now, and everything's on the line here. That mid boss is still up and available.
That was a 400 IQ play for sure, man. You put it in a spot they're not expecting to look to see a door, and the second you try to go to contest, they come busting out of that door directly at you, catching out the most ideal target of Palm as well. And it looks like they're going to go back for the mid-boss here. There's no Affliction. There's no Nox Nostra. There's nothing to really stop them. No Petrifying Bola. It's just going to be a clean on 4-on-2 fight here. And if I'm Gooballs, I don't know if you can test this. They're going to try, though.
They are trying to contest it. Can they get any crystals out of this? 2 crystals for Abrahams, and 1 goes to Gooballs. So it might be worth it here, potentially. That crystal is going to get burned. Can they take anybody down, though? It's not going to happen. There's just too many players. Overwhelming force from Abrahams. So 2 crystals it is.
I kind of really dig the way Sonya played that, too. On the Ivy, as after using the stone form to get the stun, all he did was just slide and shoot at people. Instead of trying to go for parries, instead of trying to go for, you know, confirming the rejuve or something like that, he's just going for damage because he knows he can kill them if they're going to sit there trying to parry or melee the crystal over and over again. Really like that of him, and it looks like Together is stuck in a wall.
Oh no. Look at that unstuck button. Yeah, that doorman play, that is... Oh, is he still stuck?
Still stuck in a wall. He's unsticking now. He's good.
All right, all right.
And they get the urn too. Wow, this is a massive power play for Abrahams. Look at this 22k lead now, and they have a right lane walker extremely low in health.
Oh, what has Hoot found here? He's found a pocket. All right, Pocket is looking to get out of there, and ABL will... Is he going to make it out of here? I don't know. There's a lot of damage behind him. These barrels... Oh, okay. Well, Spirit Burn. Okay, now Hoot's in trouble. He's going to use the lasso there and take OCs in with him for a little ride and executes him off the back of the lasso.
Well done by Hoot with the luggage cart there to save Tass's life. Knocks him into a wall, and they should be able to get a Guardian off of this if Saint just commits for it. Or sorry, Walker. That'd be the last Walker of the game. A massive lead, 34,000, just like that. Even Spellbreaker now being picked up for Tass. Juggernaut for Together. This is a slow bleed now for Gooballs. And the response to get back into this, I feel like you really depend on Overseas to hit these hooks. And at least I will say this. Overseas, to me, the best Bebop player in EU. Not when it comes to gun build, but comes to hitting the picks at the right time. He's phenomenal.
I totally agree. I just have to, you know, also mention as well that I love how the teams at this level are now starting to really understand, or they themselves play macro well enough that they can get the most out of the doorman in these scenarios where only doorman can enable a play like that. For example, that we saw at the mid boss that has turned the game into what we see now.
Oh, some big stacks on ABL. Oh my god. Plated armor picked up for Together too. He's extremely tanky in ABL. I think he's just gonna bleed to death or just get assassinated with the killing blow. And he does have the resets on it now too. So Together, 28,000 souls is a massive threat. They already have the first kill on the ABL. The second shrine honestly should fall. The Hyper Beam can only do so much. And his first stage Patreon gonna be on the cards next.
Yeah, trying to zone them away, but it's, yeah, like you say, so much damage done almost just instantaneously. They are at such great risk now. Oh my god. Oh, I mean, it was a nice catch, but it looks like Overkin will get out of that one. Wait, they're just going to go for this. The dome is forced to be dropped here to try to stop this, but it looks like Gooballs are going to die here because it is Abraham's unrelenting on the patron. They are not going to escape this base. They're going to take it home with this. Beautiful work from Abrahams. What a game from them.
Well done as well. As you mentioned, that one play at mid, getting the door, getting the kill into Palm and transition that into more kills. Eventually the mid boss on top of that, a huge lead generated for Abrahams. And you know, they look pretty damn good. Hoot and Obi Kim looking pretty solid on this roster. But boys, stay on Buff Enjoyers, man. Don't let that team die. We need more teams in EU. We need to have more than just a 2-horse race.
How does Taz get to 40,000 souls and Kelvin on 16k?
Yeah. It sucks.
Yikes, Palm! I'll say it out loud. Yikes, what was going on? We thought Kelvin was a guaranteed victory just 1 week ago. Now it seems that the guy who picked the best character had the worst game in the lobby. I'm not good at Deadlock, so I'm not going to judge the pros, but the math ain't adding up to the guy with the smoky background, Jason Kaplan.
I think, to be fair, Tass was meant to be more of a carry. And I think Hoot was playing more support, just taking a look at the items. So I think Hoot wasn't gifted as much farm as Tass was. And then if you compare Hoot and Palm together in terms of souls, that's going to be more accurate of what you'd expect.
So I guess
will say that too.
Very close. Where does it get crazy?
A lot of the team fights where, you know, you'd maybe expect Kelvin to have like a lot of value. Abrahams were using Doorman to such a great great level that they didn't get into a lot of these tricky team fights where the Kelvin was going to be enabled as hard. I think as well. I think Doorman is quickly becoming amongst these top teams a must pick.
You were talking about the affliction here. For those unfamiliar with the frogs, what went down right there, and then what changed the game with the doorman a little bit later?
Well, this play right here, right? They bait out doormans. They know Gooballs are going to try to contest it. And they catch him out complete with a door opening last second in a position that you're not really going to expect if your Gooballs coming around a core. You're not going to expect it to be above you on the building you're turning the corner on. They catch out Palm. They turn it into some more kills. And then Gooballs go for the contest with only 2 players, and they quickly get dispersed. Really big turnaround right there, even considering what happened before that with the steal, with the affliction going off.
DDK, we got a game 3 out of some new squads from the EU. We saw a fantastic Lash cosplay. Jason Kaplan will never go back to his normal self. And you and I sweat our balls off in Amazon rented spandex. How did you feel about the Fright Night?
Awesome. We got awesome Deadlock today. Actually, it was really cool to see the matchups that we had. It was fun to see the Furies in on that challenger match. We saw them do some serious work on the weekends in the Trolli Open, so it's cool to get to see them again. I think they're a really great team with and they play the game a little bit differently, and they have really good players. But then to see the kind of all-star matchup that we just go to 3 maps, we saw amazing Doorman play. We saw the Viper picks twice, and I wouldn't say the Viper was the reason that they lost the game either. You know, it was just really awesome top Deadlock.
Did Viper win any games tonight?
No.
Yeah, maybe it was the reason they lost. We'll talk about that, as NA will never use her a week from now, as we come at you every single week. It's the night shift. Kaplan, we got to take a look here at our MVP. Who had the biggest impact, in your opinion?
Yeah.
Was there a star from the Abrahams tonight? Because they brought in some new faces on the lineup.
I had to think about it for a little bit, and I don't know if Dan agrees with me on my choice, but I went with Together because his Shiv was definitely a pivotal point in them winning the 2 matches they did in that series.
I think you can make an argument for Together. You can make an argument for Hoot, I think, as well. But I'm not mad at this at all. I think Together's performance on Shiv made it count. You know, it's a super high tier pick at this point, and part of it is because Together is able to show how high a level you can get out of it.
And I think if we talk about like the early game, he definitely showed off in both the matches, having a really strong presence. Again, in mid game, he kind of faltered a little bit, but in the first map alone, the resets on his killing blow was one of like the big factors of them able to win that match and turn things around, because it was looking like it was all going to be for Gooballs in that match. And even in the third match, very similar as well, building like very smart, like plated armor. He was this massive tanky front line for them in game 3 that they really couldn't deal with. And then once he got, again, killing blow online, there was just nothing that could stop him.
Most comfortable in your face. Together with some more massive plays, he gets your MVP for the Fright Night shift. An 11 kill spree, and then the sprees continued. Is Shiv his best character? I thought it was Yamato. What are we saying is his best available in the pool, DDK?
For ABL?
Together.
Together? Yeah, I feel like Shiv. I think like you got to give it to the Shiv right now. The impact is so heavy, and it is the #1 pick. So I mean, Shiv is definitely the most impactful hero in his pool right now for sure.
I think if you're going to first pick Shiv over Open Kelvin, that tells you that they rate his Shiv higher than a Kelvin on their team for sure.
Great call outs there. Fantastic highlights. Congratulations to Together. You earn another $1,000 prize. That will make it 4 of the last 12. Together and crew getting the job done with some special help, as you see Obakim and Hoot in the mix tonight. On the other side, D-Mov left to go play with ABL. The Buff Enjoyers are still looking for their 6th man. So if you think you got what it takes in Europe, too late. I'm sure they already have someone picked up on the phone. They got it all sorted out. Taking a look at the numbers here, GDK, anything you're looking at?
I mean, the expected output on Together, of course. I think, what's cool is just seeing the kill participation for everybody on the Abraham side. One thing that's been really cool about them as a team is their team play and their synergy. And you can see it there and just in all of the assists. Obviously, One thing that's interesting is that, you know, Hoot doesn't actually have as much damage that I expected. His impact with his utility, though, was so enormous that if you just looked at the stat page, you wouldn't really understand how impactful Hoot was.
For sure.
Bruh, what a game. 3 from EU in your grand final, and we still have 2 more matches to go. It is the night shift, and we're only halfway through. On behalf of everyone behind the scenes, thank you for watching the European portion. Jason Kaplan, what should we know about the winners here? The Abrahams have a special guest joining us live.
Well, as we bring in this special man, it's not someone who is someone who is very accustomed to being on the Abrahams roster, I guess is what I was trying to say before he did leave and eventually join Buff Enjoyers. We got our man Hoot here for an interview to talk about, well, hopefully not just this series, but to talk about over the weekend and what went down in the Trolli Open. I guess I'll start things off. Hoot, how do you feel like the series went for you guys? Like, how did you guys adapt to who was going to play what? And how did like the whole drafting phase go for you guys, considering you had to slot in Obi Kim and yourself into a roster that was already standing?
Yeah, I think we just have in general heroes that can be flexed around me and Obi Kim with their current roster of Abrahams. So we kind of just swapped around their heroes and gave them some new heroes to pick from. Like Saf usually was on Doorman, and now I'm on Doorman. Obi Kim played Vindicta as well. So we kind of just slotted ourselves in pretty easily.
So I want to ask, actually, in terms of your hero pool, what do you rate as your top 3? Because I feel like I've seen you play a lot of different heroes, and I feel like your level on so many different types of heroes and playstyles is really high. So I wouldn't even know where to place you necessarily. And from other players, it's more obvious.
Yeah, I don't think I can say my top 3 heroes. Like I play too many. I can't stick with one hero and just play one hero. It just becomes too boring. So I just play everything basically.
And I think that's why we all love watching your stream. Hoot, you have been one of the successful folks on the streaming front, but more importantly, on the competitive front. What do you think is your strongest portion of your game right now in Deadlock?
You mean streaming or competitive?
Sorry, just about your individual play style, your characters, your thought process. What do you think makes you a great player?
I would like to think my macro is pretty good and my shot calling. I think I can see. I look at the map a lot, and I would like to think I say the good calls.
And then in a situation like tonight, where you're playing with a unfamiliar squad or a less familiar lineup, do you still make the big calls? Does everyone look at you regardless of what team you're on, or how do you contribute mid game?
I mean, I've played with Abrahams before, I think 2 months ago or something. So it was like we're still friends and we still talk to each other sometimes. So it was pretty easy to just come back and play with them.
And for the Buff Enjoyers, who are we not friends with?
We're not. I'm still friends with everyone. I'm friends with everyone.
We're all still friends of you. And they got some bad blood. Go ahead and finish the thing off, guys.
So I think it's important because we only did a winner's interview after the Trolli Open. I want to hear your thoughts on how the grand finals went for you guys, and then into the inevitable loss against Mel Team. Like, what went on between each game, the drafts, what was like the downfall for your team? Hit us up.
I think in the finals we just got annoyed that we lost, because we just felt like we shouldn't have lost. We had a lead throughout the entire game and lost on only mid boss basically. But I don't think anything really went down on that. It's just like morale went down a little bit, but it wasn't like everything didn't just collapse from that. It was just annoying.
Let me clarify a little bit, because I just want to know what happened between each match for you guys. And like, what was the vibe within the team? Was it just kind of like, crap, we lost the map and then we have to go into the next one, or like what kind of happened within like the roster?
I think there was no sadness, I guess you would call it. I feel like we were just We were just like, I mean, yeah, we were just annoyed about losing and just
don't beat us. Pissing us off. I get it. Hoot, well, you didn't have to worry about losing today. You get the job done in a best of 3. Thank you for joining us in the winner's circle. We hope to see you again next week.
Yeah, thank you.
That is Hoot. That is the Abrahams locking up $1,000 for the EU final. This is Jason Kaplan and DDK wrapping up things from the EU side. Mr. Lash, best moments from the day. What will you remember about Friday night?
You know, I never thought. Oh God, I'm trying to think of how to say this without getting in trouble.
You can say it.
You playing with your holes, I think, was probably the highlight of my night. Seeing you stab a pen, I think that was, through your mouth to create a hole, to create one for your eye. I think it was only one eye you made a hole for. Seeing Dan somehow twerk on air. I never thought I would see Dan twerk, but you know what? That's going to stand with there. It's been good, man.
Yeah, we are... We're not paid enough for our creative brains, but we're going to get there one day. In the meantime, thank you all for joining us tonight. I'm kicking you off because ZP has been working on his cosplay for 2 months. He's hired the best folks in all of Minnesota to contribute. We do the big reveal on the other side of this break.